Two. All right. And we're live here at In Your Head Wrestling Radio. I am the internet icon, the pride of the pilgrims, the most honest man in all of podcasting, handsome Jackie Jones, the new big daddy of wrestling, along with my right-hand man, my audio soulmate, and the enforcer of the Headyverse.
1 inch biceps, the power goat. Bah! Ha ha ha! I'm the man who tells you what to do, the boss, baby. And I got the man shirt on right here.
Hot damn.
Bam.
That's vintage. Vintage right there, bitch.
He's got a fireball. He's got his kendo stick.
Mm-hmm.
In your heads, President Clinton.
That's right. I think it's just President Clinton. You can just leave it at that.
I feel safer saying in your heads, President Clinton.
I don't know if those shirts are still available. I'll post them back up if anyone out there would like to purchase one.
Yeah.
Probably not on Amazon. They might not allow it.
They won't allow it?
Recently, I put up a shirt. Well, they'll say it's owned because of, there's some other Clinton guy out there. But I recently put up a shirt that used the term Kong in it. And they said it was owned by the Donkey Kong people or whatever, it was Atari or something. And I was just like, there's no way they own Kong. I mean, there's King Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they own Kong with the use of 8-bit because it was an 8-bit.
Uh-huh.
But it was all hand drawn by me, all pixel art by me. I drew them pixel by pixel. So it wasn't like I took Donkey Kong art and just threw it on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Well,
I bet I could fight it.
Originally, Nintendo was sued by Universal because they were Donkey Kong. They were saying it was basically King Kong. So, but
they wouldn't allow the shirt on the Amazon.
But now it's so that would be Nintendo who owns the copyright, I guess. Yeah, unless somebody just who did they say in the thing?
I don't remember now. I have to look up the email, but they didn't allow this shirt. My latest shirt I've got going, it's been under review now for a week. I think it might be too it's cartoony graphic, severed heads, Film Festival 6, but I don't know. They're getting sticklers over there at them. They start a new thing. You put the shirts on Amazon, and they're going to start putting it on all these different websites, which is cool. But maybe there's a lot more rules on these other websites.
I see.
I don't know. I do have a lot of cool 8-bit shirts up there, but not to fret. You could still buy the greasy Kong shirt over on slasherman.com.
Excellent.
So, we're here not to talk about Greasy Kong, even though the star of the Greasy Strangler, Michael St. Michael's, a personal friend of mine, is in my feature film, the Once and Future Smash that I produced last year, and we're going to finish filming soon, and then hopefully we'll be hitting the film festival markets in 2022, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about wrestling.
Something big happened after we stopped doing the show. And I'm trying to remember what it was right now. Didn't something big happen or something right after we got done? Or I think there was something big. I can't remember. Somebody let go or something? Jeez. I don't even remember.
Jimmy Uso got a DUI, but that wasn't right after the show.
Yeah, I seen that. So this makes his second one? Or...
Yeah, it seemed like more to me, but I guess the second one. But still, all right. Like, everyone, it's like when people say about smoking, everyone knows it's bad for you now. Not like anyone ever really thought, drinking and driving is good, but it used to be people would laugh about it. But nowadays, everyone knows, not only do people know it's wrong, there's so many ways you can avoid it. You can take Uber, you can take Lyft. So I'm not saying he can't go get plastered. If he wants to get drunk, that's his own business. But then get in the car. It's not only can you hurt yourself, which if you do whatever you want to do and you just put yourself at harm, I think, that's your own business. But you're putting innocent lives at risk.
Yeah.
It's not a funny thing. He was like 3 times over the legal limit. He's in the not even take out everything about how stupid it is because he's in the midst of a big storyline and everything, which that does make very stupid timing. There's no timing for this, and like I said, there's ways you can avoid it.
Yeah.
Uber, he's got money. He can do an Uber. He can Lyft. He could get a ride from somebody. There's no excuse.
Yeah, most definitely. So, do you think WWE is going to reprimand him for this?
I don't know.
Are they going to give an on-screen punishment?
Probably if they do. I mean, I'm not saying he should get fired or anything. I know some people are demanding get fired. I don't really like to see people lose their jobs unless, it's something really awful. But I don't really care for on-screen punishments because I think that hurts like your own company.
Yeah. Oh, I know what the big news was. This is pretty big news, but what kind of on-screen punishment do you think we can expect?
Just to make him look like a fool.
So that's coming on Smackdown more.
Maybe
more
they'll
likely.
take him out of the angle with
maybe he gets hurt, fake hurt angle.
Yeah, replace him with Shorty G or something.
Yeah. Shorty G's right in his spot. That's that's pretty big on screen punishment. If Shorty G's just plugged into your sweet spot.
Maybe bring in Rikishi. Now that would work actually. If Rikishi's brought in, he's got legendary status and he's made to be like the boy for Roman Reigns. He's like the bitch for Roman Reigns. That's actually a good angle.
I kind of like it. I'm glad you thought of it. Oh, but the big storyline happened on Raw this week. And I think the whole wrestling world's talking about it, is that Jinder Mahal has stolen Drew McIntyre's sword.
What is he, the new Repo Man for the pirate?
I don't know. It's just Drew McIntyre just says, "I'm stealing your sword, Drew McIntyre," and that's what you get for ruining my chances at Money in the Bank.
When people start carrying like ancient battle weapons, it's just really dumb. Like I'm not against swords. I think swords look cool, but I got a wrestler carrying like a big ass like battle, this big like 2-handed sword, scimitar, whatever the fuck he's got. I guess Jinder Mahal would be more of a scimitar guy because it's more of a Middle Eastern weapon. But he's bringing this big sword down in the ring, like a claymore. It's just stupid.
Yeah, pretty dumb. But Jinder Mahal, he's getting a big angle. And
if you're gonna bring a weapon, you should use it. So if he's gonna have a claymore, he should at some point in time cut someone's head off.
Jack, I know you say that nobody goes back and watches old footage, but I was watching old footage.
I never said no one does. I said the majority of people don't.
Superstars, I believe. Was that the one?
God, yeah.
But I believe Nord the Barbarian, he had a sword that he was trying to stab the Undertaker with.
He was the Berserker.
Yep, the Berserker. So,
yeah, do you really want to steal like early mid 90s WWE?
I'm throwing this out to
you have a garbage man.
The people who make the treasures of the WWE show.
Oh,
there's a treasure you could get, the sword. Get the Berserker sword. Just like take it from the WWE archive and give it to a fan. You can give it to me if you want, and I'll pretend I had it.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I'll put it in a stone too, and be like, if you can pull the sword from the stone, Berserker,
that would be a good episode.
You can have it.
Yeah. Wonder what Nord's up to. Didn't he get arrested not long ago? I think
he did. Hopefully, it wasn't bad.
But I might have been drinking and driving, honestly. If you're not a big WWE superstar, you actually get in trouble.
you actually do some time.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully not.
Brain says claymores are pretty standard in Scotland. Useful for buttering toast.
Oh. Huh. I wonder if in Scotland they just pick up the sword and just cut the table in half like Drew McIntyre did during his contract signing.
I mean, if you've got a sword, you can murder a man. It's a dumb thing to carry around the ring. I think someone should just have like a catapult.
Mm-hmm. Gets catapulted to the ring.
Yeah, or he's wrestling and he's got like managers down there. He's like a sneaky manager and he fires like a catapult in the ring and hits the opponent. Like, oh shit, he looks up and a big boulder just falls on him. Then the guy just stands on the boulder and pins him. That'd be pretty sweet. They got crossbow.
Yeah. But I'm just going to put this out there to the producers of that show. Any prop that they want to like give to me, just I'll pretend like I had it all along, like the SmackDown fist or something, or just just anything.
He should have his own match, Storming the Castle match. It's like they have like this ancient castle. All right. So you get the ring, it's surrounded by like stone walls.
Yeah.
And then they've got a moat instead of the padding, it's a moat.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got the drawbridge comes in and like they walk down on the drawbridge and then the wrestlers got to try to climb up the towers and there's like people shooting bows at them and then they got to get in the ring and fight for the sword or something. That would be good. That could be his specialty match at WrestleMania. Like he's never lost the Storm in the Castle match. You could do it cinematic.
Yeah.
Oh, today enter. First time ever I got an email. I was picked to be in the Battle Dome or whatever it's called.
I got one of those emails a couple of months ago and did it say like all you had to do was like click a link and you'd be in it or something? Or
I don't know. I didn't read it because I don't want to watch Smackdown.
You didn't want to be on and represent?
They'd probably kick me out if I was wearing an In Your Head shirt.
Probably. What about a President Clinton? Oh, yeah, Vince is a red hot Republican, so he would be like, get rid of the guy with the President Clinton shirt.
Here it is. So you got to register.
Mm-hmm.
Register now for your virtual seat at SmackDown in the WWE Thunderdome.
We don't need another hero.
I thought we were beyond Thunderdome now.
Nope. Not yet. Maybe in a month we'll be beyond Thunderdome.
See yourself on TV. Cheer on your favorite superstars, WWE superstars. Join fans from. Wow, they say fans. They should say join the WWE universe.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever wrote this should be fired. Join fans from around the world in this interactive virtual experience.
See Bobby Ashley.
Exactly. You will appear live on digital video boards during SmackDown this Friday. Register now for your virtual seat in the hashtag WWE Thunderdome on hashtag Smackdown. Isn't it stupid to put hashtags in an email that's written to you? It's not like they can't go virtual in your email.
Yeah, really.
Or whatever you call it. Viral. Seats are available on a first-come, first-service basis until seats fill up. Click here to register.
Excellent. Sounds like a good time. Don't bring any logos. Don't get out of your seat.
I'm not doing it. I don't want to watch SmackDown.
Watch SmackDown. Yeah, I don't understand what the incentive to join in on watching the program like
can't
that.
They like sue you and stuff? They tell you like if you do all this stuff, like we can like sue you and own your life.
Yeah, I don't want to mow to my life. But to give credit where credit is due, the man refreshed my memory of the big thing that I want to talk about that happened on SmackDown. And it didn't set very well with me because I just thought, oh my goodness, Selena Vega returned to SmackDown.
Yep.
After all this talk of starting a union and blah, 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 WWE's all this and that.
Yep, it's very disappointing. I know your boy Al Oob's going to have an issue with me saying that's disappointing because he wrote that everyone comes crawling back. And I replied, I don't necessarily call crawling back if they gave her a lot of money. That's what I meant. If they give you a lot of money, it's not necessarily crawling back. But I agree that it's disappointing because if you're standing by, I think there should be a union. If you have this, if whatever your beliefs are, you should stand behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And she clearly hasn't. She might be getting a good deal. She probably is, but she's putting away her beliefs, her morals for the
almighty dollar. And they fired her beau.
Yeah, and almost, I don't know, but I assume she could probably get work. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want her, but I assume she could probably get work in AEW. And I also think she was making good money on her OnlyFans. But maybe that dries up when you're not on WWE TV anymore.
Well, I heard a report that they're going to clean up the OnlyFans.
Well, hers wasn't any nudity.
It was trying to be like what the original makers wanted it to be, I guess.
Yeah, like it's your sexy pics, but not like rubbing your
hoo-ha and all that. I see.
Or shoving stuff up your rectum and
rectum damn near killed him.
Honestly, we mentioned this before when you said they're going to clean it up. If they do, that'll be the end of OnlyFans.
Yeah, I think so. Because what's people going?
If you own it now, just write it out. Say, all right, this wasn't my intent, but now I'm the king of amateur smut. I just got to ride it.
And Vince Russo said, and she jobbed in a minute in her return match.
Really? See, he said, I knew he would jump on it, and that's why I prefaced it. He says Backpeddler Jones, but it's not. It's exactly. I explained myself exactly what I meant. If they gave her good money, I don't call it crawling back. I do consider it a disappointment and going against your beliefs.
What if they just fired her beau so they could take the money they were giving him and give it to her just to prove her wrong?
It is pretty bad. That for one, okay, I'm for bringing her back. I'd be for trying to bring her back. I'm a fan of hers. But if you do have her, why are they obsessed with making all the women wrestlers? She's not a good wrestler. She's a great manager, can actually get heat on somebody, help get them over. Andrade was in NXT with her. That was a great combination. She's very valuable in that role. Lana was very valuable in her role as a manager with Rusev. Nothing wrestler. Not good at all. I actually think Zelina is better than Lana as a wrestler, but still, it's not her forte. Bobby Heenan could wrestle. He could have had matches, but you wouldn't have been like, well, let's use this guy as a full-time wrestler.
Yeah, for sure. Brains here in the chat room. He says Jack's going to have to clean up his OnlyFans now. Are you going to have to clean up your OnlyFans now?
If you use promo code Nasty Neil, you can still save 10% on the OnlyFans.
Those fries get greasy, So
yeah, I posted recently some pickle eating content. You watch some pickles. There's no but mine are very tastefully done.
Oh, you're taking that route. I see what you're jiving at. Yeah. Tastefully done, yeah.
It's art.
Your OnlyFans is like the Playboy of OnlyFans, isn't it? Like
exactly.
It's tastefully.
There's no dong. That's on another side. No. But yeah, it's just meat and pickles and covered in, the fries are covering up the sweet meats.
Some a little gravy oozing all over the fries.
Interest gonna start mouth waters. Do you ever see the old guys in fries photo and just start getting all hot?
No.
Like you've got memories like, oh man, I remember being there and I was just rock hard.
Tony TGD, he says OIB is Jack's OnlyFans.
Hot damn. Boy, if so, he just give up this shit.
Hey Tony, he's I was in his chat the other day. He was having a lot of love for the Amico. A lot of love.
The Amigo.
Miko. See, you're Italian. You should know what that word means. That means
Might
friend.
be. Did you buy the? Yeah, I saw Optimus Prime today for $1 at a yard sale. I didn't buy him. I kind
Was
of
it
regret it.
Generation 1 or
No,
was it
it was a newer one.
newer one? Yeah, it's sure it's worth $1 though. I mean,
I was
Stubby's
trying to,
not getting that.
because he used the robot version. I was trying to put him into the car, but I couldn't figure it out. It's like, oh damn, this is complicated. I remember the Transformers, some of them were a little complicated as a kid, but like you could figure out this one was like had all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. Yeah. Then I was gonna buy Mitten because they had it was pretty nice. It was a poster book, the definitive poster book of Harry Potter because he's a big Harry Potter fan. And he's like, "Fuck Harry Potter! Those movies are unwatchable only as a joke. I only read the books." God damn, dude.
Dang. I think in my old toy box, if I could ever get to it and dig it out, I don't know for 100%, but I don't think I threw it away. I might have a Megatron in there, Generation 1 Megatron.
I might too,
like
but
something
he's
I would
probably
have
not in great shape. But
yeah, I wouldn't say it's in great shape either. I know I never had the barrel that goes along with it and everything, but
see, you look pretty cool.
oh yeah, Optimus Prime, Autobots, let's roll out. Is that even close?
I interviewed the voice of oh no,
Did he sound just like that?
Guy. No, I was a different guy. I don't know what I'm talking about. But
you're making up stuff now, eh?
I forget he was.
You're like, oh, I reviewed Optimus Prime.
No, it was the voice of Skeletor.
Skeletor, okay. He-Man.
They have a Harry Potter. They also had a Seinfeld board game. It was it wasn't VCR, it was a board game with a DVD, and you play the game and watch a DVD, you know, this kind of deal. It was everything was $1. And it was still sealed.
They were putting prices to sell, weren't they? They were wanting rid of this stuff.
Yeah, no one was there. It was just a big table stuff, and it has had a little thing there. Everything $1 honor system. You leave the money in this book thing, and then they had this old. This is not a joke. I should. They had this old picture of Jesus, like right there with about leaving $1 and it was Jesus just like looking at you, and I was like,
things are different on the Cape because the honor system would not fly in Huntington, West Virginia. There would be no honor. All your stuff would be gone, and there would be no dollars.
I'd be on. I'm an honorful. I mean,
They weren't eyeballing you through the window or anything, making sure you weren't doing nothing.
No. And then I stopped on the way home too. I was like, because I was thinking about getting some of that stuff. It was pretty cool.
Your hoarding tendencies were kicking in like mine do at the.
No, I don't really do that anymore. I don't buy.
Imagine
a lot of stuff,
that Optimus Prime sitting on the.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting him on the bookshelf, but I was like, he doesn't really fit in with any of the shows. If it would have been a horror thing or a wrestling thing, if there would have been some wrestling figures, I would have got them.
I got Mothman. I got Gizmo or a knockoff Gizmo, whatever you want to call it. I got a Duo R up there. I got Mario.
It's me, Mario. I went to the movies. They had a Mario. They still had the grab game with Mario.
That's pretty sweet, yeah.
But it didn't take $.
I'd buy that for $1.
Tyler S. Honor system works in Northern Ontario. That's good, man. I knew it doesn't work where Incher is because of Incher. He would just go there and steal everything.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be honorable, but I'm just saying, I don't think a whole lot of people would be honorable here, but your stuff would just be gone.
Yeah. It was pretty good stuff for $1.
Why wouldn't you just put it on the curve and say free? I mean,
if you really bought everything, what's it, $20 or something?
Yeah, it's like you're like, I can tell you, I got this one. You just put down a 20, and you're like,
you load up the pickup, take off.
You can take the table with you and everything.
Yeah, I mean, they had like jewelry in a jewelry box, so I assume even the box was $1 if you wanted the jewelry box. I don't wear jewelry, so I didn't have a point. But I was like, well, that's pretty nice. I don't wear jewelry, so I didn't know I wasn't in any of that. But no, it was pretty cool. I don't know. Well, they had a couple old board games, and they were all still sealed with the plastics. I don't know if they were collecting them or what, but
What if you would have bought the Optimus Prime and the little kid come out crying like, "Why did you sell my Optimus Prime?"
it's
Would you
weird
feel
because
bad?
it was a yard sale, but it's actually at a garage that works on cars.
Mm-hmm.
It's out of business. It was out in their yard. So I don't know if it's the people who own the place was just putting this out here or what, but or someone just, hey, I'm going to go set this up over the garage. I don't know.
No Hulk Hogan's or
They had a great big box of unused white T-shirts. It did make me think of Lexar because it said, take as many you want, $1 a piece.
Could have bought the whole box for him. Like,
Yeah.
Lexar, if you come back, we got a whole box of T-shirts for you.
Pretty sweet. They were all extra large. So I don't know if they're a little big for me, but probably would fit Lexar. I assume. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, that was my yard sale story. I forgot again, though. Today, Tuesday, every Tuesday is farmer's market. And I forget every day. It's only till 1. I forgot this week again.
Mm-hmm.
So then I could have got some fresh tomatoes and Brussels sprouts. Good veggies.
Excellent.
Man, people are loving this wrestling talk.
Well, they want wrestling talk. I'll give them wrestling talk. I went to go get my tire repaired today. And the man who was waiting on everybody had a Matt Hardy shirt on.
Really?
Mower of lawns.
Whoa! Now that's a wrestling fan that, you know, if you would listen to the internet, like he's just a big loser that he doesn't have a job. He just sits on the internet in his basement. But see, you actually saw this guy out in the world.
He was working at the tire shop. So
that's pretty awesome. I like this story because if you see a wrestling shirt, you know, it's a Hulk Hogan or something. I'm probably not even Hulk Hogan today. I don't know what wrestling shirt I would see nowadays, but honestly, now I think about it, when I do see a wrestling shirt, it's usually like an AEW shirt or like the Bullet Club or something.
Yeah. Well, he had a Mower of Lawns shirt, so I almost mentioned something, but
you should have. You could have plugged the show to him.
Mm-hmm.
You could tune in and hear all this stuff.
No, he knows who I am. I mean, come on.
I'm wearing my Darby Allin shirt.
Darby Allin.
I got that in Chi-Town, Chicago. I'll be going back to Chicago, and I'm going to be going to 5 AEW shows.
5.
Dynamite in Chicago, Dynamite in Milwaukee, the pay-per-view in Chicago. Just found out Rampage in Chicago. And then I come home, and that Wednesday I go to Dynamite in Boston.
Bam. Super fan right here.
Yeah.
Super fan.
Wrestling. I can't dress as Orange Cassidy at all of them, though. Do you think?
Who else could you dress as?
Would I just be known as, I'll be like the hat guy. I'll just be the Orange Cassidy man.
Luchasaurus, you could dress up as him. You could be another Luchasaurus.
Yeah, that's a pretty sweet mask I need to buy.
Mm-hmm.
The Orange Cassidy, that's pretty easy. I've got jean jackets and I have jeans and I have Orange Cassidy shirts and aviators.
You could get like a big blue dot and you would be like Christian if you have my product where you can cover Christian's face with a blue dot while you're watching the program.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get that out one of these days.
If the rumors are true that they're going to sign the Boogeyman, I have a good idea for Boogeyman.
Oh, yeah.
Marketing.
Maybe you'll hold on to that at the end of the show. I'm curious, though, what it could be.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty good idea. I've been wanting to tell you.
Oh, I know you're wanting to tell me. So, Jack.
Oh, West Virginia was on Jeopardy today.
Who was hosting Jeopardy?
I don't know. Some doof. Some guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really watch it, but it's on because my mom watches it. So like I came home for my walk and I watched a couple minutes of it. And
please tell me it wasn't the answer was toothless people who sit on their porch barefoot.
No, the answer was coal.
coal. Whoa. How'd it go? Like what?
It was this building, some building in West Virginia is made entirely. It's like surprisingly, this building in West Virginia is made entirely out of this flammable substance.
Really?
And no one knew it. Someone guessed flint, but the answer was coal. So some building in West Virginia, they made it all out of coal, which doesn't seem very safe.
No, that doesn't seem very safe at all. I don't know of this building, so I'm not sure where exactly it is.
There's no smoking in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, please don't smoke.
Then maybe they cover it in asbestos to be safe afterwards.
Oh yeah, keep you safe.
Mm-hmm.
I worked in a building that had signs with skulls and crossbones on it that said, "Do not enter this area because of asbestos."
Yeah, it used to be at the schools my brother worked at, and they were removing it for years. I guess it was at the schools that I went to.
And
I remember a big news that happened after the show, Incher.
You've asked me before in the questions. One of the things that you've stolen, I stole one of those signs with the skull and crossbones on it.
You stole coal from this coal place.
Just take out one piece and the whole place falls.
Mitten was telling me he got so pissed he stopped watching some Transformers movie. Not Transformers, X-Men. I don't know. I don't like these movies, but because he got so pissed, he got like mad and started kicking the TV. Because one of the characters is he has like an item that his dad gave him and it's sentimental value. And so when he saw it, he started crying, and it was a hunk of coal.
The character started crying?
Yeah.
Oh, not Mitten.
No. He was crying in anger over because it made him so mad.
Just because it's like, oh, here's your big lump of coal. Aren't you so happy?
Yeah, because he was like, people from this area wouldn't have sentimental value to
No, I mean, that would be like somebody handing you a lobster.
Right.
And you start crying. You're like, oh.
So I remember now what it was, interest. So they fired Sanjay Dutt.
Oh, yeah.
That's big news himself. But
yeah,
he was immediately signed to AEW as a agent.
Immediately. Dang. They must love some Sanjay Dutt.
I have nothing against him, but I've never, I don't know, I've never been around him, but he's not a person I would think, McMahon, this guy's a great mind for wrestling. He needs to be an agent.
They say he's huge in India, but is AEW planning on going to India? Maybe they'll break him out for a few matches.
Could be.
Maybe.
Seems like they fired a lot of the Middle Eastern guys because it looks like their Middle Eastern deals are coming to an end.
Well, they got what's his name? He's all over the program. The Saudi Arabia guy, Mansoor.
I thought they fired him.
Nah, unless they did it this week. He was on the program this week. They got him in an angle with Mustafa Ali. He's like being his mentor, like giving him tough love. So that's the storyline they got there. I know you're dying to watch now.
No. But they're saying that their big deal with the Prince might be because there's a lawsuit, I think, because they sold a bunch of their stock, which they always do, made all this money.
Oh yeah,
And then there's like some kind of like something about their deal falling through in the Middle East. So they think they were selling the stock, knowing that it would go down because they're losing these $1 billion deals with the Prince.
That's pretty dirty, isn't it?
You're
not allowed to do that, are you?
Insider trading.
Yeah, Huh. Bad stuff.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been working with the guy anyway. After after they proved that he cut up
disloyal and he was keeping them hostage.
Yeah, I still don't know about that. I really at the time didn't think there was anything to it, but apparently they settled the lawsuit. Vince Russo says they settled the lawsuit for $39 million. That's a lot of pesos. They probably knew they were in. It could go one or two ways. We know we're cheating. We don't want this to get out, and we go to prison and maybe lose more money. Or sometimes if these people have a lot of money, it's like it's easier just to throw money at it and let it go away, even though if maybe I am innocent,
True. They
I'll
say.
give them, I'll throw that out there. But I think they're probably guilty.
Damn guilty.
Rich people are usually guilty.
Yeah, for the most part.
Fuck them.
I mean, Bill Cosby, he's walking around free now.
Yeah, I was thinking, you think we could get him on here and he could be our new Lexar?
We would have some big questions for him, and he'd probably get mad at us and tell us not to ask that.
So did you do any Cosby in this weekend? Wouldn't that be good if that just became a new phrase on the show, the Cosby?
Well, you see, I was going to go out this weekend, but I happened to get an email from a young lady who was showing me her tatas. So
you drugged her and raped her?
I'm trying to do a Lexar thing. So, like he gets catfished as well,
Right. Lexar, I tried to tell him he needs to man up, but he said he thinks he's the Kumo of In Your Head. He was telling me all these big sex scandals that are going on, and they're not on TV, and he can't be on the TV either.
Well, he's not on the TV. He's on the internets.
True. Matt Lauer.
I mean, we've already seen enough of him. I mean,
Charlie Rose. I mean, he's saying that this is as big as all these sex scandals. But all kidding aside, Lexar, it's not a big deal. People seen your wee. A few people have seen the wee. It's not a big scandal. We've gotten over it by now.
It's as if you went to the restroom and everybody was standing beside you, just going
right. Yeah, Intra's done that. Hey. We've all done that. We've all seen.
I'm not the one who goes to the bathhouses looking for that.
Yeah, but it never happens. They reopened it. The last time I was there, I took pictures because it was just like infested with spiders. It was pretty creepy. I was like, "Fuck this! I might as well just go take a piss out in the trees."
The spiders are like, screw the woods. We want to be in this nasty ass bathroom, and then you're probably safer in the woods.
Yeah, I was like, why the hell I want to be in here? Spiders all over the ceiling, all over the everything, on the toilet.
You think it's because maybe the smell produces bugs and that's a good feed area?
Maybe the lights are attracted to the lights. Well, probably like the moths and flies come to the light. Maybe the spiders in there, they're eating them.
I've got this one spider that's like living on the hatchback to my van. It's got this web and it's like built right beside like the wiper. And I was like, I'll just use the wiper and that'll break its web and it'll go on. But this spider is holding out, man. It's just staying there. It's not leaving.
Should be your pet.
I guess so. So next week I won't be here because I'm going on a trip. I'm curious to see if it will make the trip. If it'll make it all the way down and back. 8 hours on the road.
What if it's like some poisonous spider there's only a couple of them and you take over state lines and now you're going to spread this spider all around the world?
Oh my goodness. So I should knock its web down before I leave?
Nah.
But like the web gets broken, but then I'll come back and it's instantly repaired. I'm like, man, this spider's determined to stay at this spot.
Pretty badass.
See, because I have a thing. If you're out in the elements, it's like I'm not going to kill you, because but if it's in my house, it's like that's over with. I'm going to smash you. So once you enter my domain, dead.
I don't remember what happened on AEW last week. I remember liking it.
AEW last week.
Was that Jungle Boy, or was that the week before?
Jungle Boy, and he ran out to like stop them beating down on Jungle Boy. Christian Cage did. Yeah. So
the match I thought was really good.
Going into a feud with Omega and Christian Cage, I guess.
Yeah.
And what else happened? MJF cut a promo on
Oh yeah,
hitting
that was good.
Dean Malenko, saying he was an old
That
one.
stuff's good, beating up Dean Malenko and stuff.
And JR, he thinks he's working for WWE still. So
Yeah,
he's on WWE Dynamite.
I thought that was really funny, made me laugh and stuff. But then people online are like calling for his head to be fired, and I was like,
yeah,
come on, dude.
I mean, it's bad that he messed up the company's name, but I don't think he should be. I could see why he would make that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, besides it being funny and stuff, it's not really that important.
I mean, I got a chuckle out of it.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
I
don't
did
think
too.
he should be fired.
No.
I do think he needs to make sure that never happens again.
Especially at the end of the show, because if it would in the middle of the show, I think it wouldn't have been as big of a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard people.
Right here on WWE Dynamite.
Yeah. Especially, it was a good show too, and then to end that, it's how people.
Yeah, that was kind of bad. So, but I forgive JR. I don't want the man fired or him to quit or anything. I just but it is a pretty big blunder.
Miro kicked Pillman Jr.'s ass. That was good.
Do you like all his promos dealing with like him saying?
I love it. I love it. I think it's really unique. He's like this. I've never seen a character like this in wrestling. He's like a psychopathic religious guy.
Yeah,
I like it. It's definitely up my alley.
Did you like that he came out to help Penelope? So like he's still
I wish they would just keep him away from.
But if he keeps throwing him around like he did, that would be good.
Oh yeah. I'm a big fan of Miro. He's one of my favorite guys in wrestling.
They changed his music though. I
didn't think that wasn't an upgrade.
Yeah, I preferred his old song. Maybe they want to get away from the catchphrase "the best man."
No, they should get away from that. I don't like that. But
well, that's in the song, so maybe that's why they changed it. But I did not like the new song.
No, I could see getting rid of that, but yeah, it needs something different. I will say that the Guerrero Nyla Rose versus Baker and Rebel match, that was not needed. And I guess I could tell she got really hurt, Rebel. And I like Nyla Rose and Britt Baker, and I like Vicky as a manager, but that match we didn't need. That's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, MJF and Sammy, that match was awesome. That was one of the best TV matches.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. They really went all out on that.
Yeah, that was amazing. It's really sad news. So yeah, I thought Dynamite was really good. Going back to Wednesday, I think they're putting more effort into the show again. We mentioned Paul Orndorff the other week, and apparently he's home and he looked a little better, but from what people said, he's got late stage dementia. That's bad. And then I saw today that Terry Funk's living in a home and has dementia. That's really sad for me to see.
Yeah. I hate to hear that. Poor Terry.
One of my favorites and one of my favorite guests. Really nice anytime we around him. And
for sure,
the guy wrestled into his 60s, I believe. And then his wife dies, and and now he's getting he really didn't have a lot of time to enjoy his life out of wrestling. But I do think wrestling was what he enjoyed, his life in wrestling. But yeah, it's terrible to see.
Yeah. So very sad. But on another note, Mercedes Martinez, she got hurt during one of her matches where she got a kick to the head and it knocked her out. Yeah. So that was on NXT. So there's another injury.
Lots of injuries.
Yeah. They're all up on the shelf. That's an old get in the ring thing they used to say. Putting them up on the shelf.
Brains will Jack finance and produce a film starring OIB and Little Lupe. Nope.
Well, I thought she was in trouble for something. So
I don't know who it is.
Little Lupe. She was in she was on Howard Stern a lot. She's a porno actress. So
I've never nothing. I just never watched a lot of Stern. Or listened to a lot. All right. Terry. All right. So we can take the Zoomers.
I could talk to some Zoomers.
Who's zooming who? What about
Okay, Zoomer.
who's slamming who?
Are you a boomer, Jack?
No, I'm Gen
Gen X.
X, I think. Maybe
I'd say you'd be a Gen X. I'm a millennial.
I might be a millennial too. I'm not sure.
No, I think you're a Gen X because I'm just barely a millennial. Like, I think there's a lot of people who badmouth millennials, and I don't think they are aware that they are a millennial as well.
I'll be honest. All that stuff I think is just stupidity. Boomer,
The generations and all
Generation
that.
X, millennials, all that stuff. I mean, there's idiots in any generation, and every generation thinks a generation before them are idiots. It's just a waste of time.
Well,
the boomers did a lot for, they marched for civil rights and stuff. So to just, I don't know. I don't like all this.
Steven's a boomer, isn't he?
Gen X.
I know.
What year were you born in? True.
81.
It says between 61 and 81, you're Generation X.
Gen X.
So you're Gen X too.
Yeah.
So I'm a Gen X. I thought I looked it up once, and I think it said I was a millennial.
It probably depends where you read it, but according to this, it says the exact demographers William Strauss, and Neil Howe place exact birth years from 1961 to 1981, whereas Gallup places the birth between 65 and 79. So it depends who you're talking to.
Okay, so on one side I would be a millennial, and on the other side I would be a Gen X.
Right.
So I'm just right in the middle. Huh.
You're nothing. But here's boom.
Here's a millennial right now with Vic. He's a young man.
Thank you, Enter.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Gen Y or millennials, so it's either one, are born between 81. So you're right on that cusp, and plus weren't you January 81?
Yeah,
you're like really borderline, because you would have been like you're born like the day that some people might consider.
January 4th, 1981.
Yeah, I mean both groups might kick you out. They both be like the millennials, like you're too old man, get the fuck out of here.
I'm a castaway.
Gen X like, whoa, buddy, whoa, little millennial, hit the bricks.
I'm unacceptable by all. Oh my goodness. So does that make me a boomer by default? No. I can just join the boomers.
They won't want to have you either. No one's gonna have you, Incher. He's the outcast.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
Oh no.
Zoom.
I'm the nobody.
True.
Like the Decay song says. I think that's how it goes. No, that was Left Behind. I think Nobody's this Marilyn Manson, which he's in some trouble right now. So
yeah, a little bit of trouble.
A little bit of trouble. Who would have figured?
Yeah, it seemed like an upstanding man.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyhow.
Is he a boomer?
Who, Marilyn Manson?
No, he must be Gen X, huh?
I'd say he's Gen X, I would say.
Too long, 20 years.
Yeah, it does seem like a really long span to just
I think these should be 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Putting my foot down. It's like someone's 40 and someone's 60 in the same generation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not buying it. Not buying it. All right. Vic Schiavone. He's got looks like a kitten in the background.
Yeah, that is a kitten. Black and white kitten. So on the other side. Other side.
Oh, yeah, that's Pablo. That's
Pablo.
Face Baby. Yeah, it's Face Baby.
Oh,
yeah, Pablo.
Very cute. You like cats here in the Hittyverse.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
On Without Your Head, they pop up a lot because Trista has several cats, and sometimes they walk over on her.
At the tire shop, they have a like a shop cat, and it jumped up on me, and I started petting it. And it was very. I got a picture of it if you want to see if I can find it. Meow.
Aw, what a cutie.
Yeah.
The cat's really cute too.
Oh my goodness! Watch out, Vic. Watch out.
So what's going on, Stevie, my friend, my pal, my compadre? This hat's too big. All my hats are bigger for me. Like it keeps hitting my ears. So either I got to wear the hat like over my ears. I didn't know when you lose weight, your head would get small.
Mm-hmm.
You can try it. Go on, Steven. Well, I'm going to see if I can tighten the hat. Maybe I can tighten the hat.
You got like a adjustable dilly bob there.
Yeah. That's too small.
Here he is. Here's the kitty.
That's better.
Meow. Meow.
This was hand sewn by me.
There we go.
Very cute.
Uh-huh.
Stevie!
Hello there.
Gosh, recently got a kitten himself.
Who it is, Steven?
Urias Tosh.
Urias Tosh.
Yeah, he's over in Hungary or something.
This is Mr. White. He just shows up and we feed him.
Oh.
Let's see.
Wow.
It's kind of
That's
hard to
wild.
see him.
That's white, all right.
If it ain't white, it ain't right.
I wonder what his real name is. That's just what we call him because he just
I have
shows
to ask
up.
his mom.
So if his owners see this, they'll be like, "Oh my God, we live next to 1 inch biceps." Oh my God!
You gotta wash
But
the cat every time it comes home.
it's like he cut. No, they don't wash the cat. Come on.
I'm gonna disinfect it. I'm just kidding you. I've got a sense of humor, you know.
Here's the now defunct Bojangles, and there's like a little tent on the side here that the homeless guy was like making his little shanty house on the side of our Bojangles.
Mr. Bojangles.
But they ran him off, and they're making it into a Sonic now, which I'm happy because the other Bojangles that went out of business in town, they're making it into a car wash. And I was like, if they make this one into a car wash, I'm never going to either one of them. So I'm happy at least it's going to be a Sonic. But
I like Sonic. I went there recently, like a month or two ago for the first time. I thought it was good. All righty now. Steven was going to talk about the Raw review, I believe.
We can get into the Raw review.
Raw review.
So did you guys know that even wheelchair-bound people can interfere in matches?
Whoa, yeah, wheelchair Flair back in the day.
Well, maybe Miz was channeling Ric Flair because he used his wheelchair to help John Morrison.
So after being eaten by zombies, he's wheelchair bound.
Yeah. So he was keeping Ricochet out of the ring when he was trying to get back in, and he got Ricochet counted.
Did they ever explain how Morrison came back from being eaten by zombies?
No, that was Miz.
He just
Weren't
came
they
back
both?
and he said it was very traumatizing. He didn't mention any
Both
of
of them were, though. Morrison was pulled down behind the banister, behind the guard.
Yeah, but he was on the week right after, though, wasn't he?
They didn't explain that. You just go,
They also have a voodoo girl on the show. I mean, come on.
what the fuck is this bullshit?
They're writing for Bobby Ashley.
Yeah,
They
writing
got
for
Bobby
the-
Ashley with
They
all the
write
good
for these
lines.
dumbass millennials or something?
More or less, I guess.
Give me the Generation X of wrestling.
So
Real fans. Not these dumbass millennials.
is anybody on this show like the Alexa Bliss stuff? Let's go around the horn. No. Steven?
Well, I like just for the
Like
car
Steven.
crash. Just for the car crash
Steven.
value, I like the Alexa Bliss character. Some of the stuff
Oh,
every week.
Steven.
from week to week sucks.
Oh.
I admit it sucks.
Oh,
It's
Steve.
awful. But
Oh.
it's a car crash I can't turn away from.
Steven, go stand in the corner, nose to the corner. You're being punished. I can't believe you like aspects about the Alexa Bliss storyline.
Yes, I do.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah.
It sucks. It's awful. I know, but you just can't turn away from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really hating it, and Shayna Baszler like playing off of Nia Jax, going like, "Oh, I'm tired of you always buying into all this crap," but it's just, I hate it. It's a terrible storyline. Terrible. I mean, Bray Wyatt stuff was pretty bad too, but
yeah, the 8-woman tag last night was pretty, was pretty forgettable, really.
You had Charlotte and Diarrhea Ripley. She came out and walking on the crutch.
Diarrhea
Ripley. She's Diarrhea Ripley.
What?
It's like Garbage Pail Kids or something. If I could make like wrestlers as Garbage Pail Kids, she would be Diarrhea Ripley. That would be a good name, right?
I don't get it.
Like, how Garbage Pail Kids would make like a play on words, and they
but
change her name.
Did she shit herself or something?
It just sounds good, Diarrhea Ripley. Because her last name's Vic gets it. See,
because her name's Rhea,
and her name's Rhea.
Diarrhea.
Okay.
Oh, come on, Jones, you love it. Smile for me, for Christ's sakes. No, that's not good enough. All right, but anyways, so they had them doing the whole crutch gimmick, and I guess the storyline is that Ripley knows what Charlotte's going to do before she even does it, because she picked up her crutch and swung it at Charlotte, and then Charlotte jumped back and swung her crutch at Charlotte, and she's like, "Ha ha! I already know what you're going to do, Charlotte." It's great, compelling stuff.
So is this a good angle? You looking forward to the matchup?
So what's going to be next? Are they going to do last woman standing because of this?
That's true. I guess they could do it like a last woman standing angle.
Well, I'm just begging. I'm playing three because if this match doesn't even necessarily even happen, I'm just saying, please, just please, if she's going to get this opportunity, don't just let her climb the ladder, make her interfere in the match, and make her win Money in the Bank, because this is going to be the only way for the heal up after what didn't take place on that night.
So I don't understand. Was what's his name? The pothead guy. I'm forgetting his name. Matt Riddle. Is he still competing to win a chance for Randy Orton in the Money in the Bank, or is Randy Orton out of it now? Like, well, because he's still talking about Randy Orton and how much he loves him and all that. I mean, what's the deal here, Steven? Do you have that in your notes?
No, he was actually I don't think he's doing. I think I there's no explanation of why Randy Orton, like, they haven't done any angles or anything. He's just not there.
Is he just on vacation or something?
I don't know.
Something happened that we don't know about, that we should know about? Call up Meltzer, Jack.
Yeah, we need to get Dave on the case.
You think he'd stick his tongue out for us like he's doing in his photos now? See, him and Barry Horowitz need to go to the subway together, and they both need to like show their enthusiasm for the subway. Calling him up.
Hey. Yeah, it's Jack. What was the question?
Why is Matt Riddle trying to get Randy Orton a match in the Money in the Bank match still, or is it just he's just infatuated with Randy Orton?
Yeah, I don't know. These nitwits, they watch it raw. Oh, they can hear me. He wants to know if Matt Riddle like can wrestle Randy Orton for something or other.
The thing is, though, Dave would be like, "What do you mean, idiots? I watch it too. You know.
What?
I mean, it's like a thing where I have to tune in for my own newsletter.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, thanks, man. Yep. Yeah. You take care. Bye.
Well, what's the good word? What's the good word? What he said?
Well, he just told me plans can change.
He said, did he go on to say, like, I wonder what the new Young Bucks is going to name their next move after me?
Oh, no, I didn't ask him about that. Well,
yeah. This is kind of going, by the way, like a Eugene and Triple H angle, if you remember. It's like he's doing the but
well, that fits because the one guy does come off like he's kind of Eugene-esque.
Yeah.
You get my drift.
Yeah. Well, and actually, speaking of Raw, by the way, there was one segment I'm sure people were curious to know we were going to see. What are your thoughts of what they're going to do with former partners back in the day? If they're going to have Jinder Mahal and Drew split up a storyline, because I wouldn't at all be surprised if he's going to be put in this match.
He stole the man's sword. I mean, if somebody stole your sword song, man, wouldn't you want to fight with him?
Yeah.
I think I would.
I don't even understand what this new character, the American Jinder Mahal ass.
Now this is a wrestling angle. Jinder Mahal sent Drew McIntyre a text message. And how long did it take Drew McIntyre to get back to him? Steven's got it. 3 days.
Hot damn.
It's like you're text messaging Jack here or something.
No, now see that's reversed. I text Incher and you usually don't reply.
No.
Now this is just a bold-faced lie.
Jack's lying.
This is a bold-faced lie to attack my character, and it's not true.
Oh, like you don't ever do that?
No, I'm always right.
Incher hates his family and wants nothing to do with them.
I mean, that's just my interpretation of the facts. But
see, this is my interpretation.
Yeah, but this one is provably incorrect because
no, it's not.
Because if I text,
I'm like, where are you? I'm sitting here at the hotel for 3
days.
You
can ask Juju.
I'm on the bourbon
You
trails.
can ask President Clinton, who used to be in a group chat with us. I would try to reply. I would try to comment. I would try to send stuff. No replies. Sometimes for weeks.
Sometimes the reply would instantly be like, Incher's shitting his parents.
What?
Anything I would say, you'd just be like, killing his mom. Anything I would say.
Killing his mom.
And it's like, okay, I got to take this crap on the show. I don't want to just get this crap on the instant messenger every time I send a response. So I'm sorry. I didn't want to respond. This is
more stuff you just dreamt up.
Well, it's not necessarily like you would say that, but it would be something of the sorts, or
Incher's his mom. No,
Incher's hard for Sasha and Raw. That's what he's talking about.
You are probably.
Incher's
more for Naomi, but
Incher's all for Bill Cosby getting out.
What?
That sounds like something he would say.
We haven't had the group chat in like years, so
I know, but I'm bringing up examples. So people.
I will say, I did text you when I heard it. I was like, "Your boy just got out of prison."
You did text me that, and I was like, "Who's my boy? What are you talking about? I'm just waking up here." I was like, I thought you were talking about Buck Winchester, honestly. I was like, your boy's getting out, and I was like, who's my boy? And I was thinking, is it Buck? And then I seen the news, and Bill Cosby got out, and I was like, oh, Bill Cosby.
I was like, you got to admit that's pretty funny. Not that he got out of prison. Do
you just laugh yourself to death after you send these texts? You're just like,
well, I'm here. I'm obviously not dead.
You guys look really entertaining.
Kind of fine. Those pictures of me walking the train tracks. See, I'm just sending you nice stuff.
See, that's trolling me right there. What? That's the only reason you took that photo. You know it.
No, I like
just admit it.
Here I'm sending you some screenshots from Mr. Barry Horowitz's page.
Oh, I do like the screenshots from Barry Horowitz's page.
Yeah. If people don't follow Barry Horowitz, he every time he goes to Subway, he's like jumping in the air, like
what are the people at Subway thinking? They're like,
he's like, like I'm not even kidding. He's like, ah.
Just want to make your sandwich, Mr. Horowitz. And he's like, I think I want a turkey sandwich. Yeah.
Well, you sent me some pictures, you wrestling pond.
Got any chocolate chip cookies?
You're pretty good at replying lately, I'll say.
I
can't find the Cosby stuff, but I thought it was pretty good.
I could probably find it real quick if you really want me to.
No, I remember I said your boy got out of prison.
Let's see, Neil Jones. Oh,
You think Bucks?
Oh, look at this! Look at these photos he's sending me. Look at this. Look at this.
Time to kill.
This is stuff he's sending me.
And then it was the caption was "It's time to kill."
Oh, let's see. Where's the caption? Here. Oh, here we go. Look into the eyes of a murderer. Or a killer. I think you say killer. Yeah, look in the eyes of a killer.
Originally, it just said "time to kill." I think that's a good picture. That's a nice picture of me.
It's Charlie Manson right there.
It's a nice picture of me, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you sent me this one at work. I can't even show it. I bring it up and I'm like, oh shit, I can't even look at this at work.
Oh, the Lanny Poffo.
Yeah, it was Ron Jeremy doing it.
That's a good one, I thought. It's funny. You didn't think that was funny?
Oh, I thought it was hilarious. I was like, oh god, I got to put this away real quick.
Basically, if people don't know, Ron Jeremy used to be able to do the Poffo. I don't know if he can anymore. He's older and heavier. And so it was a meme. It said, it started out like this, and now this is how it. And it was like a picture of him today. And he was like, man, it's looking bad for Lanny.
There he is.
Oh no, let me spotlight it.
There he is.
And he does it multiple times. It wasn't even just once.
No, if I go far enough, I can probably find another one. Let's see. I don't know where. There's one of your lotto winnings. Barry Horowitz. There's your leg. All bruised up. Anyways, let's see. I know I can find another one, but you all might want to talk amongst yourselves until here's you with a lot of money. Let's see. Maybe I better.
Oh yeah, it was after I cashed in my lottery tickets for the week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, maybe I shouldn't be showing those.
What?
Maybe I shouldn't
Pictures
be.
Of my dong?
No, the text messages.
Oh, you probably see the number on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oops. You might want to edit that out. If it's visible, it's so.
Makes you question if a sleepwalker would utilize a Poffo. I don't believe that someone could do the Poffo while they're sleeping. Imagine if you woke up, you're dreaming, and you're giving yourself the Poffo.
That'd be one heck of a dream. You'd be like, what? How'd this happen? Probably like, roll.
Would you finish, or would you like, oh, okay, stop doing this?
I don't know. You might have to go to the hospital. Like, how are you going to undo yourself,
All right, Steven. What's going on?
Well, I think and in the main event, getting back to Raw. So Kofi and Zayn. Kofi and Xavier beat Bobby Lashley and MVP in a tag team match. I really think, like Bobby's keeping the belt at the next show. I can't see Kofi beating him.
Hortz loves a foot long. $5 foot long. He's in heaven.
You think he might have like a dream where he's at the Subway and he wakes up with a Subway sandwich in his hands? I was like, what?
He's giving himself the pafo.
Delicious Subway sandwiches.
All right.
Oh, and one more thing. Mace and T-Bar came off the milk cartons to take on the Lucha House Party.
Oh, wow. That sounds riveting.
Yeah, Mason T-Bar. I don't know.
Mason T-Bar are still around?
Yep, they're still around.
How did they not just end that? They got rid of Ali, and they still keep those two guys together in the mass as the gimmick?
They're not in the mass.
They're not in the mass. They took them off.
Well, why do they have the name Mason T-Bar? Those are terrible names.
Because if you took away T-Bar, you would have that very memorable moment where Mustafa Ali looked into the camera and he screamed, T-Bar!
So mad. You should do that when you open the show. It's a bit intro.
just start the show like that.
Yeah, that'd be good. How did you see what they've done to your boy?
Who's my boy?
The guy you met at the
Otis. They made him shave his face.
They took everything that made him like fun and interesting and different. And they're like, well, let's get rid of all this and make him look as generic. Now he looks like a generic fat guy.
He can't refuse though. I mean, if he refused, what would happen? You know, I mean, it's probably going to happen.
Now he's probably really doomed because now he won't be over, and then he'll get fired, and then he couldn't even go somewhere else, and because now he looks like an idiot. What could possibly be in someone's mind like this is going to make this guy more over with anybody?
It's like maybe a throwback to an '80s type wrestler, maybe. Because I mean, he's winning every week.
Yeah, he destroyed. Was that Angelo Dawkins? Just destroyed him.
Destroy people, but at least like look interesting and fun. Now he just looks like a goof,
like a serial killer. Maybe that's his new persona.
Like a dishwasher or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand why they've taken away everything from him. I don't even want to say it, but I just don't think they're going to have him around a lot longer. I feel bad.
Act the same, or does he just act like a regular wrestler now?
No, he's more serious now, where he's like a serious heel, like he's just like the muscle for freaking Shorty G.
The muscle for Shorty G?
He's the muscle for Shorty G, it seems like. That's his character right now.
Is Shorty G's a heel?
Yep.
Yeah. It started out where Shorty G was being like
Shorty G?
No, I'm having trouble remembering his name.
Chad Gable.
What was it?
Chad Gable.
I think he's talented.
But he was being like a mentor to Otis, trying to like teach him, how to, get ahead in this world. But maybe they don't want to do that where they got Mustafa Ali doing that.
Who would have Shorty G as someone telling them how to get ahead? You're like, well, look at you, buddy.
I guess when they fire Tucker, you gotta find somebody to latch on to.
Why do you break up the original team to make a new team that doesn't really? I don't know. What do I know?
Don't know. It's WWE for you.
Is he a good heel, Gable?
No, I mean,
well, I think he's suitably annoying.
Yeah. I'm sure the writing team is just like, I don't know. Let's just have this guy shave his face.
They love the annoying heels, but don't they already have enough annoying heels with Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins?
Mm-hmm.
And The Miz?
And they do it very well.
but they're in the process of turning Corbin face. So I guess they have to have him as a heel. Have to have Gable as a heel.
Baron Corbin's gonna have to take the bus or a cab if he can afford one.
His car got repossessed.
This is a big angle. You got to take a bus.
Well, the angle is, Jack, that he had the crown and they're calling him King Corbin. So he started feuding with Shinsuke Nakamura, and Shinsuke Nakamura beat him and took his crown, stealing it at first. And eventually they had a match for the crown, and he did lose the crown. Yeah. So now he's depressed Baron Corbin, and he comes out and this week. It was funny. I found this pretty hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
They're like, coming to the ring, King Corbin. Sorry, that Baron Corbin, because they called him King Corbin,
yeah,
but they don't call him that anymore. So that was a pretty funny moment on SmackDown. It did get a good, and Baron would look so he gave the inch your face, basically oh. Come on.
Well, I was thinking we might give the Power Goat moniker to Songman.
I would take that, and what I don't understand, SmackDown has been doing good so far, as we know, than Raw, but I'm sure people were kind of shocked, but what the fuck just happened?
Whoa!
Selena Vega just came back.
The new Power Goat.
And look what they did to her. They made her lose in almost less than 5 or so minutes.
They're like, come on back, we'll give you a lot of this green. And then she comes back and job her.
Like, how does that really make any sense if you bring someone back, of any importance or any significance? I mean, you put them over the first week anyway.
It's just the way a millionaire has fun. He's just like, oh, talk a union in my household. This is what happens to you. Throw a lot of money at you, and you're going to be losing every match.
She once tweeted out a picture of me and her.
Yeah. You think you had a chance? You might have had a chance. I mean, she's with Aleister Black. She's all about the hard rock dudes. Maybe she thought you're a hard rock dude.
I had long hair at the time. Longer beard. Had the big sideburns.
And I saw him go live, by the way, when she made a return, and it's been true that he's not going to be coming back, what we heard when she got brought back.
A lot of people think he's AEW bound, but can AEW hire everybody? I mean, they got Andrade. Can they hire Aleister Black? I think he's a good guy to have on your roster. But
I mean, they probably could. I mean, I think they could, but they can't hire like you said, they're not going to be able to hire everybody.
Yeah. I mean, there's big talks about maybe them bringing Braun Strowman in because, I mean, I know a lot of people are speculating about that, but I don't think there's anything concrete as far as we know. But I'm sure he's not going to be cheap if they do bring him in.
And I think he's a bad fit for AEW, actually. Braun Strowman.
I do too.
Well, there's people in AEW that I wouldn't have think would work so well, but they do make them work.
The thing is with Braun, though, I mentioned this before, he'll come off as a huge guy in AEW. So there's two things here for me. Because I know Cornette was saying that was a negative because he's going to be so much bigger. Who to team up? But to me, that's a positive because he'll be so big. He'll even look bigger. When you put two giant guys together, that's actually never good, very rarely. So if he can wrestle the smaller guys and look even bigger, that's a good thing. But I think he represents what AEW fans don't like about WWE. Why they don't want to be fans of WWE. He's just a big guy who got to push because he's big. I actually think he's more talented than that, but I think what he represents is what they don't like. So
yeah,
and you're starting to get on the cusp there. People are starting to turn on him, hiring old WWE guys, which I'm fine with because you have to get talent somewhere. But if you keep bringing people in, you're going to turn off some of your fan base.
Yeah.
I agree.
Most definitely. There we go.
Oh,
Tommy Dreamer's like, what's he recording us with?
He was all, but he kept asking me about that.
He's not looking at the cane at all. He is just looking at the recorder. He's like, Zoom H2. What is this?
I don't have that one anymore. That one was stolen.
I actually have two. I found one at a flea market. So
really?
maybe I'll have the one that but you didn't have the box with it, did you? Because they had the box.
No.
So.
No.
I have my original one, and I have one that I found.
You buy it from Clinton? Because Clinton stole mine. He stole all my equipment.
Nah, Clinton.
He broke into his own truck, smashed the windows to stage it.
Oh,
like he stole my equipment.
Oh my goodness! What a conspiracy theory going on here.
That's what people
Rogan's
told me.
Talk about this for hours.
I can't find any more pictures of that. But anyway.
She looked kind of thrilled to be in the photo there, Jack.
Yeah, I was trying to, but she was tweeting it out because she thought it was, I interviewed her about a horror movie. And she thought it was cool, being interviewed on, because that does happen. They think it's a bigger deal to be interviewed on the horror show than on the wrestling show. The wrestlers.
What?
It's true.
Really?
Tommy did it. He won't come on In Your Head. Raven was all about doing it.
It's because the hillbillies on this show, right? That's probably what it is. It's like
Kaya Valkyrie was on recently.
Yeah.
Frankie Monet.
Mm-hmm. I was teaching you how to say her name not long ago. Now you're interviewing her.
Yeah, we're tight, hanging out. No, she's very.
Did Johnny Drip come in?
No, but he's actually been on both shows. He's been on In Your Head and Without Your Head.
Is he the reason why he's the most America's moist superstar, or whatever they call him? Maybe she's the one getting all moist.
Uriah says Strowman would be a cornerstone heel for AEW. They spend lots of money on useless guys like Big Show and Mark Henry. Not signing Strowman would be crazy.
I think it would be bad if they could get him. I think they should bring him in. But I do think you're probably right that they are getting down on him about bringing in WWE guys.
It's funny.
Do they really need the Big Show and Mark Henry?
No, definitely not. Definitely Big Show, I think, is one of the worst signings ever for the company. Mark Henry, I've never been a fan of, and I still don't think it's been that useful. But there is, I don't know. I find him more interesting on the mic than Big Show. He is a better talker. And if I got to be honest, he hosts, he hosts a pretty big podcast on like Sirius FM, I believe. So having that, at least you get some publicity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I haven't heard him as a commentator yet, so I don't know what he's like. I heard Big Show for the first time on the pay-per-view, and I didn't think he was good at all.
Well, I just don't think most of the characters will even make a change in everything with Braun Strowman coming in, and I definitely don't see that with Aleister Black, for example, because the only one I know
my gut is Aleister Black's a better fit for the company. He would work better with those guys. But I'm not against the idea of Braun Strowman. I'm just saying there's positives and negatives in my mind. I don't know which outweighs the other.
The only one I can think about that changes that character back to himself, without a doubt, was Brody Lee, because he definitely was a guy that I felt still super bad that we lost him so early.
Oh yeah, of course.
And like he did the great. I think he did the best.
He really started doing good stuff near the end there.
Yeah, that's the only one I can think of when they brought him in as they changed his character into himself, which was a good call for AEW to do. So I don't know how this would even work if Aleister Black gets called in. And Braun Strowman is just going to be, I believe, himself if he even gets called up.
What if Aleister Black comes in and he's just like a guy who likes to play with Legos or something? He's just like, I really like playing with Legos.
Awesome. Well, I mean, I never thought Rusev would come in as a guy who liked video games. I mean, he's changed since then, but
I think he was really trying to get the Twitch channel going with that. But I mean,
in a way, it worked because he came in as this kind of goofy guy, and then it let him evolve into the crazy guy. If he would have just came in as this, I mean, I probably liked it better, but at least we saw the evolution to this character, you know?
Yeah. I like where it's going. I like that he still has the belt.
Yeah. I hope they keep the belt on him for a while.
Mm-hmm. John Moxley shaved his head.
Yeah, I saw that.
I haven't seen like a good picture of him though, actually bald. Like he always has his hand on his head or something. Is he trying to hide
I saw
it?
a picture. He's got a thick beard and shaved head. It looks good.
Saw his wife said she didn't even know what to think about it.
Oh,
so I don't know if she's a fan of it.
Yeah, but she's doing the nasty with him, so it's different.
Yeah,
we just watch him wrestling. We're not carousing with him in the bedroom, if you catch my drift.
So you don't think she wants the bald-headed man all over?
I don't know. I don't know what they're into.
She feels like she's having sex with Breaking Bad or something.
You don't want that smooth head between her thighs and sure.
Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't shave it close enough. Maybe he needs to get a nice smooth shave.
I never had a problem with his hair. I know a lot of people would go on and on about it, but I mean, he was balding, but I really didn't care one way there. The only time I think it looks bad, it was like when Baron Corbin was balding and he kept it real long and stringy. I thought it looked bad, but
yeah. He's shaving his head too, so
yeah.
He went from the long hair all the way to shave. That must be quite an adjustment.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not really something I really care about, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there's been a lot of when people say like you can never push him as a star because he's balding, but it's like arguably the biggest star of all time was a balding guy his whole career, Hulk Hogan. So, Steve Austin was bald.
Wrestling fans love bald people.
They do. That's why since you start shaving your head, you become the star of the show.
Yeah.
Used to be that people talk about Jack, but no one gives a shit about me. It's all about the internet. I see all the letters.
People give a shit. Another bald man that they're talking about bringing up to WWE is Moose.
I don't believe this.
Moose. That's just the thing that I read. I don't know.
I know. I don't believe him. He says that
bullshit.
WWE offered him a contract, but he'd rather sign with Impact. I don't believe that. And if it's true, I think he's dumb. He's just a dumbass. Nothing personal, but if you would rather look, I working for WWE, I'm sure is not fun. I get that. But if you had the choice,
he claims
before he didn't go there yet and know if it's bad or good or how they use him. If you had the choice, like we're going to sign you to WWE or go to Impact, and you go to Impact, that's not smart.
Well, Howard Stern always says that he would go to a radio station that was smaller because it could only improve.
Has it improved? Has this improved, Moose?
I don't know. I don't think so, but he claims to be the highest paid Impact star. He claims this.
Maybe, but I mean, no one's going to know. No, since he went there, he has no buzz. He used to have a buzz about him. I never hear anything about him until he had the match with Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you go there and it's really like a tree in the woods. Like you can do stuff, but who even knows about it?
Maybe he's trying to parlay his Impact stuff into a spot with AEW.
Yeah, but the AEW didn't even exist when he signed with them. He just knew the future. He's like, I'll go here, and eventually this other company will start, and maybe I can go there.
So at the time, AEW it didn't even exist.
No.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So this was years ago then. Huh.
Golgo says depends on the money. Sting stayed with TNA because he was getting that Carter money. Sting's a completely different story because Sting had already made his name. He already had his legacy. So at that point, it doesn't really matter. I mean, at that point, I also think he didn't want to go to WWE for a long time because he was kind of against his morals. But he already was a big star. Already had his legacy.
Angelina Love, she's a big fan of Dixie Carter. She was talking very positively about her in her interview.
Oh, I assume not. Or
no, she wasn't talking very positively about it. Basically, she said on Hannibal TV, there was I don't know who the person was that was interviewing her, but
no, it wasn't Hannibal.
Just I wasn't familiar with him. I just surprised it wasn't Hannibal interviewing her, but she said that Dixie Carter basically ruined the Spike TV deal because she kept demanding more and more from Spike, and then Spike just took it away, and they're like. She's like, oh, no, wait a minute. That's fine. We'll take what you got. And they're like, no, you're gone now. So, and that was a pretty big blow to the company because they had to go to Destination America. And then, yeah, it's never recovered since. I mean, so she pretty much killed her company. But yeah, I mean, she was given an inside perspective to that whole deal. But, I could see where that would really suck if you were a talent and Dixie Carter was trying to leverage her way into a better deal with Spike TV, and then they just take it right away from her. So,
I have a theory about the Headyverse intro.
Oh yeah,
let's put out there. I think your boys, Owl and Brains, they've had this deadly fight lately.
Mm-hmm.
Tooth and nail. It's on all over the Facebook. It's moved to the chat room tonight. They're angry. I think it's all a work, so they can be a shoo-in for feud of the year in the 2022 Headies.
It could be. I know I think he was sending me veiled death threats on. I don't know what this had to do with anything. I wasn't paying any attention to the feuding that was going on, but here. He sends me this picture here. It's like it's an Andrew W or whatever that dude's name, and the song lyric is "Ready to Die."
Whoa!
This is from Vince Rudo, who is actually Al Ulb, if you don't know. And I said, "What's this about?" Or "What's this for?" And
so you got that?
I think he's trying to threaten to kill me.
Time.
So, Is this like Selena or something like that? Is he going to try to kill me or something? I mean, what's the deal here?
So this week you got that, and you also got a text that's time to kill.
Yeah, so I thought you're kind of jumping on the bandwagon with him. You're like,
no,
you're both like wanting to murder me.
You told me that after.
I forget what I asked you about it in the message.
It was after you told me after.
But I was working a lot this weekend, so
I don't know who sent who first, but you told me it out. I didn't know about it till after.
So, yeah, I'm getting death threats now. So. I guess that's a death threat, or maybe he just wanted me to rock out to the song. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just the song.
I never have a conversation with the man, and then just out of the blue, he sends.
A lot of songs have weird titles and stuff. It don't mean you're taking it literally. Maybe you just liked it. Like if I sent you when I think about you, I touch myself. It don't mean I'm jacking it to you.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, maybe that's a bad example.
I don't know what else I would think. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, intruder, are you ready to die?
I'm gonna redo the song like that. That'd be good.
Just turn a man's death threats into just comedy. Are you ready to die? Oh, I don't want to kill anybody else. When I think about you,
I want to kill you back.
Yeah, something like that.
Honestly, do. I like this. I'm gonna work on this.
Oh, Incho, were you excited for the 4th of July? And were you looking up very high when the fireworks were blowing up in the sky, telling the world that you were getting ready to die?
I think it was probably like that was sent on July 3rd, I think. So it was like the day before when he sent me that.
Hello, Headyverse by Bruce Kirksena. By the way, that reminds me, this is my annual rant. I post this on Facebook. People got pissed every year. Used to be a couple people get mad, then it was more and more, and now I'd say the majority of people are mad about this. But I'm gonna say it anyway. When I was a young lad, when I was a young kid, every year we'd go down to South Carolina visit my relatives. Well, first we stop in Pennsylvania, visit my great-grandparents, and we drive down to South Carolina, visit my aunt, my uncle, my cousin. On the way, we'd always stop at south of the border, buy fireworks for 4th of July. Every 4th of July, we go outside, light off fireworks all evening. All my friends in the neighborhood, all the kids in the neighborhood come over, and a lot of the parents would come over. It was a neighborhood thing. We all got together, did it, and we all had a good time. Every year, we would do this until one guy in the neighborhood, only one guy, Mr. Small, would always call the cops on us. Now, some of the parents in the neighborhood would have the the police scanners, so they'd tell us, Mr. Small called, police are coming. Okay, we'll take it. Other times the cops would just come. Never did they get mad or take anything. They just say, they would be sorry because they honestly don't care, but they're like, someone called the cops. You guys have called us. You have to, you got to stop for the night. Whatever. I'm like, yeah, we know, but so you got to do it. It's okay. So we take it down. Every year this would happen. Everybody in my neighborhood, all the kids, all the parents, they all hated Mr. Small. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm not proud of this, but years later, decades later, a childhood friend of mine, Mark Gavoni, he sends me an email. Ding dong, the old bastard's dead. I open it up and it was sent to me and all the childhood friends. It was like Dairy with Pennywise. Everyone remembers, oh God, Pennywise, we got to get back together. He sent me this email and all our childhood friends.
But all Mr. Small was doing was trying to prevent fireworks being let off.
Being an asshole is what he was. He was ruining the fun of the neighborhood.
He wasn't trying to eat you alive.
It's basically the same. He was ruining childhoods just like Pennywise, eating.
That's quite a way to spin that. But.
And so the email says, ding dong, the old bastard's dead. I click on it. I see it sent to me and Jim Curley and Jason Stockman and all the other people that I like to say full names of. And all it was a link to Mr. Small's obituary because the man died.
My goodness.
We all rejoiced. I'm not proud of this. Not proud that I was glad this old man died, but he tried to ruin all our childhood. The point is, when I was a kid, the whole neighborhood hated Mr. Small. Now, today, I'm telling all of you out there, I'm telling you, Incher, Mike Terry, that guy in Hawaii, I know he doesn't like me anymore. He blocked me, but he's an old curmudgeon. Everyone out there, young, old, I don't care, because I see a lot of young people doing this now. They're bitching about the fireworks. I'm going to call the cops. All these assholes lighting off fireworks. Don't be Mr. Small. If you hate fun and don't want to go out and enjoy the fireworks, so be it. But do not ruin the fun of everyone else while they're celebrating the independence of America. I'm not a guy who says America could do no wrong and some crazy guy who's waving flags all over the place, but I still love the country. And I think, being an American, part of that is you could question the leader of the country. That's being American. So on 4th of July, we should celebrate Independence Day. Part of that is lighting off fireworks. And if you don't want to personally do that, that's fine. You don't have to. But let everyone else enjoy themselves. So don't be an asshole. Enjoy the fireworks and let everyone else enjoy their fireworks on the 4th of July.
You should get a sparkler and go out to Mr. Small's grave and just light it up and just stick it in the ground right where he's at. So you can have a sparkler for the.
Do you remember, Incher, the story that I told you that I animated where I brought up the big tomato and I threw it on the window when I was a little kid?
Yeah, it's a true story.
It is a true story.
Did he kill somebody in that story?
In the story, but Mark Gavoni actually and Troy, who were both older than me, my older brother, 9 years older. Mark Gavoni's probably 8 years older. I think is younger than Troy. They had me as a little kid come up. We used to grow tomatoes. Had a big tomato. Threw it. The house was Mr. Small's. We threw it at Mr. Small's house because everyone hated him. Not only did he stop the fireworks, he'd sit outside if a frisbee went in his yard or if a football went over the fence, he'd go up there and run and grab it and bring it inside.
When you threw the tomato, did he go, "Ah, it's the attack of the killer tomato"?
He was looking out the window, I remember.
Did he give you one of those? Was he like...
I think he just was in shock.
He's like, they just threw a tomato at my house. I mean, really, who does that? Who throws a tomato?
So there you
Rotten
go.
Tomato.
You're probably one of them cop collars yourself. You're like,
no, we had the equivalent of the same in our neighborhood.
Goodness.
Honestly, though, I did some stupid stuff with some fireworks.
So. Oh, I did too.
I taped them.
Throw jumping jacks at people and stuff.
I taped some bottle rockets together, and like 3. I taped them together with some Scotch tape, and I just let them off at the same time. And like when it went up, it was like, and it like went right beside this person's window and just went. I was like, it was like one of those moments where you're like, yay!
That's part of the thrill. It might go wrong, and you might lose a couple fingers.
I was scared. It didn't look like it did any damage, but that was kind of scary. I was like, damn, that was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. But yeah.
Uriah says if Jack was black, the cops would have taken little Jack to jail or shot him. Now, oddly enough, I've mentioned this before. It was a true story when I was filming a documentary, which was never released, sadly. Part of it, this was a big thing, was I was going to spend a day with each of the people of Ungovernable Films, of each of the filmmakers. And the idea of the documentary is to see what normal people, what sacrifices they go through to make independent films. And so one of the guys was a black guy, lived in Dorchester. And so I went up to his place for the 4th of July. He had a house party, barbecue. I was the only white guy there. It was a black neighborhood, Dorchester. So there's all black people there, and they were all lighting off fireworks. And so at one point, the police come. And so I had my camera and I start filming them. Half the people are running away, the other half are doing stuff. And I didn't think anything of it. I've had police come, no big deal. So the police told me to put stuff away, left. And then when the police left, the guys, they started laughing. The white boy over here, he takes out his camera. The rest of us were running away, taking our hands out of our pockets. No, officer, we don't have a gun. Don't shoot us. They're joking, but at the same time, there was seriousness to what they're kidding about. And I did like, wow, this is kind of messed up. That this isn't something that I have to worry about. That the police might shoot me for having fire or just coming into the neighborhood. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that to Yuri's Tosh's reply.
I see.
Mark Tyler says he's a power goat, Mark, and I think Jack is a worthless piece of shit.
I don't see that part. I just
got to read between the
power
lines.
goat, Mark.
You got to read between the lines. All right. Anything else in wrestling that you got? You folks want to mention before we go to the questions?
Getting back to Baron Corbin, I read an article that the WWE has trademarked Happy Corbin.
Happy Corbin?
God, that's so bad.
So you can just imagine what we're going to be seeing in the weeks to come on SmackDown.
Happy Corbin. What do you think about this angle?
A new DDP angle?
Yeah.
I read that the reason Keith Lee's not around because they're like kind of arguing over the rights to, like they want to own Keith Lee and it's his actual name. It's like, how can they just own people your given name, your legal name?
So are they wanting to change his name?
No, they want to copyright Keith Lee, but he also wants to copy. First of all, you shouldn't have to copyright your own name, your actual legal name.
Yeah,
you should automatically own the rights to your legal name, and no one should be able to copyright it without your permission.
I don't think that would ever hold up if.
I think that's why Cena's got to pay him. He even said this in an interview. Like they go after, they say they own your real names now. That's why they can't even use their real names if they're doing the third party thing.
Like if John Cena really wanted to get out of it, I think
I
he
agree.
could.
Yeah,
But like
he's like people today say about being a cuck to China. He's a cuck to Vince McMahon. He's just a cuck of life because he was like, it's fine that they take 40% of my money because WWE made me who I am. It's like, come on, dude. You want to give almost half your money to WWE because because they say they own your name, that you own your legal name that you were given at birth.
Yeah.
How it could imagine what kind of person would even try to take someone's legal name? You'd have to be like a total scumbag.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I mean, just thrown out there, but the Headyverse does now own everyone's legal names, but we wish everyone well.
You'll hear from my lawyers, pal.
But I do agree, Intra. I would think, like, if most of the stuff, if you would actually take it to court, like, you'd have to win. Like, I can't imagine that they would try to say that they own someone's legal name.
Now, I could see where Ultimate Warrior changed his name to Warrior, where, like, they could.
He did that to get around this rule, but now, like, it wouldn't even matter. Like, they would probably say we own Jim Hellwig.
Yeah. It's like when he changed his name to Warrior, they went and copyright Jim Hellwig. So they're like, okay, we'll take this then.
I wonder, did they own Distrucity?
No, they may have copyrighted that.
All right, God.
I actually got a busy day tomorrow, guys, so I'll have to cry on that.
Good night, Song Man. You're a good man.
You too. We'll talk again soon next week.
Thanks for not liking the Alexa Bliss angle. Unlike Steven.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye-bye. Distrucity. That's what it is.
It is. All right, we got some, actually, before we get to these questions, I got some questions from my boy Lexar, who I still maintains needs to man up. Just come back on the show.
Man up.
Gotta man up
on the show.
We all seen your wiener. It's no big deal.
That Vic has it right there. Well, not that, but he has the sign.
Yes. Lexar. We love the Lexar. Vince, this is from Lexar. Questions for the Headyverse. Vince McMahon went to the WWE Performance Center to scout talent, and there's news that Karrion Kross wrestled a dark match on Raw last night.
Oh.
I think we mentioned this last week, but I think he would be a guy he'd like because he's a bigger dude.
He'll be brought up, and they'll make him into Karrion the Ice Cream Man, and he'll be like, "I like ice cream. You should like ice cream too."
This idea of changing names from NXT to to the Raw and SmackDown is really dumb once NXT became a TV show because the same people are watching it now. It's on national TV.
They should keep it, the same.
Breaking news: Jimmy Uso. Yeah, we said that one. That's a good topic. Jim Ross slipped in. Yeah, we know that.
Check.
As Jack lit up fireworks along the railroad tracks he walks on. No, I've never done that. That would be fun though. Maybe I'll do that. The intro really loses mind if I'm lighting up fireworks at the track. Meghan McCain is leaving The View. What's your favorite moment of Meghan McCain? What is this?
Come on, Jack. You know you have a favorite moment of Meghan McCain.
I honestly don't even know who this woman is.
John McCain's daughter?
He's Canadian and he even knows, Jack. Un-American.
He probably watches.
I bet you weren't setting off any fireworks. You probably were calling the cops when all the kids was letting them off in your neighborhood.
Worship in China. But they like fireworks in China too. But I don't know. Fuck this woman. I don't know. You guys have do you have any favorite memories of Meghan McCain?
When she leaves will be my favorite memory.
Good for her. Yeah, not fuck her. Good for her. She's getting off The View.
Yeah, I'm that time that she was arguing with Whoopi Goldberg about a various topic. Whoopi Goldberg is on that show.
You don't know who she is either.
I know who she is because I heard her on Howard Stern, but I like The View and The Talk or whatever, the one that's Sarah Gilbert, and like I'm not sure who's on which show or what, but I leave that to you because you're normally all up on those things.
Has Jack entered Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes?
Have you?
No, I think my mom or grandma probably did when I was a kid, but I've never done it. During my short time on Facebook, I noticed Steven Butler posts movie reviews. Has he reviewed Ready to Rumble?
Nope, have not watched. To tell you the truth, and I have never watched Ready to Rumble.
Whoa! You need to watch it.
Get the opportunity to watch it. If it's streaming somewhere, I will watch it and I will review it and put it up there. The most recent one I watched was a rewatch of RoboCop, the 1987 original.
The RoboCop.
Yeah.
Robo, is there anything you should say to the kids? Stay out of trouble. That's all he has to say to the kids.
I saw they had a RoboCop wrestling shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees.
That's pretty sweet.
All right. Vic Trelawney wants to know, how long do you think Jimmy Uso will be off WWE TV after the latest DUI?
Well, Vic,
I don't know if he'll even be off, but we'll see. Because
I think they'll work him off on this show. I think that he's going to have an injury angle or something, and
maybe Otis will take him out.
Maybe.
Edge took him out last week.
That's true. I guess they could say he was injured from that. So.
Dobbs wants to know, if Bill Cosby is America's dad, then how come you ain't calling him daddy? Call him daddy.
No.
Nah, I'm good. How come Al Oob and Brains are always beefing? I think they're fighting over the love of Incher.
Al Oob is? I don't think Al Oob likes me.
I think when you're a kid and you don't really know how to hit on girls yet, so like you tease them and put earthworms in their books and stuff. I think that's what he doesn't know. How he doesn't know how to show his love for you,
his affection for me.
Yeah.
No, I don't. He made up some story that I punched a coworker, and I have no earthly idea of where this came from.
He had it wrong. Is what happened. But I think what you should do, Incher, you should send him a letter, and it says like, circle this if you like me, circle this if you like me. Maybe things will work out.
Maybe.
Now that the Queen is single, would anyone on the panel like to hit it?
Who, Charlotte?
That's what I actually asked that because I wasn't sure.
Or Queen Elizabeth,
Queen of England.
Oh,
you like older women, right?
Sure, yeah. I knocked the dust off of it.
She could be your sugar mama.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Much longer.
She'd be like, he's a hillbilly. They're into inbreeding, so we're into inbreeding, so it's a natural pair.
Yeah. See, you're more English than you thought.
That is pretty sick that was going on, but
gotta keep it in the family, and sure. I think some other rich American family did that too.
Really?
I don't think it was the Rockefellers, but it's some family. Juan Wyatt, would Gable be a good fit in AEW? Yeah. Some of these guys, they've been a jobber for so long, like it's hard to do something with, but I guess they're doing something with him now, though. What do I know?
It's kind of the equivalent of Sean Spears in AEW because
he wasn't in WWE that long, though, Sean Spears. I will say that's a guy that I thought was a terrible pickup because I never saw anything in him, but I've liked him in AEW. What's wrong with liking ketchup and ground coffee? Well, together, that's a terrible combination, I would think.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very good.
I'm not I grind the coffee before I make it, but I like to buy whole bean because the fresher you grind it, the fresher it tastes. So if you buy pre-ground coffee and you don't use it right away, it'll get stale quick. And ketchup, I don't know why people are so like anti-ketchup lately. Like if you don't like it, it's fine. But I see people all the time posting about like
if you
you're
watch
just like a total moron if you like ketchup.
If you watch my video on me eating the White Castle burgers, and I made some tater tots with my White Castle burgers, you can see me measure out some Hunt's ketchup for everybody on camera. And I like ketchup, and I like tater tots.
I'm not a fan of the tater tots.
Well, if you're going to air fry, I think tater tots are a lot better in the air fryer than French fries. I don't hate them. I don't hate French fries in the air fryer, but I think tater tots work a lot better.
The ketchup, I don't know. I like ketchup. First became this thing where you can't eat it on a hot dog in Chicago, which is always really dumb to me because it's like a hot dog is not like fancy food. So why would it matter? I could see if you're putting ketchup on like a filet mignon or something, but who cares if you put it on a hot dog? It's a fucking hot dog.
Yeah, really.
And now it's just everything. How people, you can't put on eggs, you can't put on your child if you ketchup. Only little kids like it, and like you got to put on salsa. But it's like salsa and ketchup and like tomato, marinara sauce. It's all tomato based, so it's just different spices in each. I don't know what the just being
all these anti-ketchup people out there. I don't
eat us.
So what do you eat ketchup on?
I like it on French fries. I don't eat a lot of fries anymore, but I actually don't eat much ketchup anymore. But when if I get fries every once in a while, and I like ketchup.
Vic, what do you like ketchup on?
I don't like ketchup on anything. I do not like ketchup.
It's fine not like
these people.
My brother doesn't like it either.
Is he one of these people
anti-ketchup people who like it?
Do you attack people who do like it?
No.
Okay.
People can like what they want to like.
Right.
Okay. I'm just making sure we didn't have a beef here.
I don't like ranch dressing, but like I do wonder why everyone puts ranch dressing on everything.
I don't get ranch either. Like I don't know if my taste buds aren't defined, but it doesn't taste like anything to me. It just tastes like a sauce. Like I can tell it's there, but it doesn't really have a distinct taste.
A lot of people put they'll dip the whole, not even just the crust, but like the whole pizza in it. And I've even seen like places I go to, even in Boston yesterday. I went to Boston. I ate at Sal's Pizza for the first time in like probably 18 months. They give you like a quarter of a pizza for the slice or this big. It's really good pizza, thin crust pizza in Boston. I was happy it just reopened because it had been closed during the pandemic. And they have all the different pizzas, and one of the pizzas they had there was a chicken pizza with ranch dressing, and I was like, God, I don't want ranch dressing. I want sauce, red sauce on my pizza. Sounds awful.
Steven, do you like ketchup?
I have hated ketchup my entire life. I just can't stand the taste of ketchup on anything, whether it's hamburgers, or hot dogs, or French fries. Just do not like ketchup.
Do you like fancy ketchup? You ever had fancy ketchup? That's your problem. You haven't had fancy ketchup.
Actually, the ketchup I do have upstairs, I've been buying the sugar-free ketchup.
Oh man, is it any good?
I actually don't really see much of a difference.
Really? Maybe I need to try it. Who makes it?
Got less calories.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to go for on most of my meals. Less calories.
And less sugar, obviously, because the regular ketchup does have a lot of sugar. Do you see Brian Pillman Jr. becoming TV champion in the future because of the latest push? Maybe in the distant future. I think they're definitely going to push a guy. I don't see him being TV champ right soon. I think
they should push him more, honestly. I think they probably should put a belt on him right around now.
I wouldn't take the belt off Miro right now.
I want to take the belt off of Miro, but I mean, at least tag champs or something. I mean, what are they really doing with the tag division? Or I don't know. I just think they're kind of wasting him at this point because I think he's hot right now because like of the namesake. after a while, that's going to wear off, you know. And
I think he's a talented guy, though. But
Yeah.
I think we'll see him being pushed.
Yeah, that was a good. Actually, I like that match, Miro and Brian Pillman
Yeah.
Jr. And I think they should. Yeah, I agree with you. I think they should do something with him. Whether it is the tag belts
Yeah.
against the Young Bucks. They need to push a new team against the Young Bucks. And I know was it Eddie Kingston and Penta are going to get the next title shot, but
Yeah.
I'd rather see Brian Pillman Jr.
I wouldn't. I like that team, but the other guy, I like the other guy's fine, but he's not. I don't think he's ready to be tag champ.
Mhm.
I'd rather see Pillman Jr. be a singles guy if the alternative is put the tag belts on him and Griff Garrison.
Ruff.
Has Neil Jones? Oh, sorry, go on.
I will say this: Kofi Kingston and Bobby Ashley going. That doesn't do much for me. I don't know. I just can't get into Kofi as a single. Oh, Steven's got a Next Gen shirt on.
I've been watching Deep Space Nine.
Bam, the next generation. Trying to get the final frontier on the pinball machine. It's been my goal recently.
I saw a Galaga machine for sale yesterday when I was in Boston.
Oh man, Galaga, what'd they want for it?
I don't know. It was at a record store and they had it in the back room.
Probably wanted a lot if it was at a record store. They'd be like, oh, that machine, it's worth $5,000. I'm like, no. But I'm very excited for the Halloween table that is being released by Spooky Pinball.
Spooky.
They've done a Rob Zombie table in the past. They've done a Rick and Morty table in the past. And this one's the one that I'm really looking forward to, but no cash. No cash.
Oh, man. Gotta start pimping
I
yourself
need to
out.
Sell all my crap or something. I don't know. I got a lot of crap.
You gotta hit up the OnlyFans before they clean it up.
Think an inch or OnlyFan would work? The Patreon, it was pretty much defunct.
Get up there. I bet Al would do it just so he can get screenshots and make pictures.
So if I make an OnlyFan for the price of the pinball machine, and it's a nude picture of me or whatever,
right?
You think it would get Al just to pay that money? And then he'd probably do like a credit card fraud thing or something.
So you can get cheated out of it.
Yeah, so he'd cheat me out of it. Oh, that would be the ultimate.
Then you'd be part of a sex scandal, though. I guess like
Lexar. He bought my OnlyFan and he declined the credit card charge.
Robert Budzinski
I
wants
feel
to know,
so used. I was trying to take his money.
Has Neil Jones ever thought about adopting Dobbs Dean Maya? Yes, because that's why I'm the new Big Daddy of wrestling. I'm taking over the moniker from the late great Big Daddy of England. And I'm going to adopt Dobbs and all the European wrestling fans.
You're just taking all the big names. You're the Nature Boy, and now you're the Big Daddy.
You got to keep these names alive, I think.
No, that is true. Nobody's using it nowadays. So.
Big Daddy. And I think I think I'd make a good Big Daddy. You always used to call me Big Daddy.
I did.
Yeah, you're like, I'd be like, "Who's your daddy?" And be like, "You are Big Daddy." Remember those nights?
No, I think you're making up stuff like Al Wolf now.
That's a good time.
Punching his coworkers. I'm like, I think I'd remember if I punched one of my coworkers. I've never done anything of the sort.
Probably did with a roll of quarters, like Jack Rougeau.
And then I'm like, oh shit, it didn't work. Because we know it was really brass knuckles.
Yeah, but that's like a big crime, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, allegedly.
John Barker. What would Incher do if he got Jack nudes?
I don't know. Like, I'd be kind of like disturbed, I think, if like Jack showing his junk just showed up in my mailbox. Like what?
Like, do you think someone else would send them? Like...
I'd be like this. I'd go, it'd be right there on my phone. Oh, look, everybody.
Would you start, pleasuring yourself?
No. Are you sure you're not the person asking this question and you just want to know the answer? I think that's what's happening here. Vic, I do a show with a very sick man. He's a very sick man. He needs to pray the gay away or something.
I got emailed about a movie about that.
Really?
Yeah. Want me to do an interview for it. Which it was sent to Without Your Head too. I was like, this is not fitting. If Miro started beating down Incher, what would Jack do?
Oh, you'd film it. You'd be taking out your camera to film it.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool though? When you want that captured on video?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Really sweet.
Beat my ass more, Miro.
Like, you're my new big daddy.
Lana's really hot, you know that?
Well, the next time Jack and Incher be at each other's funeral. Wow, that's pretty dark.
Who asked that? What sick son of a bitch asked that question?
John Barker.
John Barker.
That's just, that one's kind of, and then he asked who's going to die first. Man, I'm older.
I got the edge on you because you are older. But
these are dark questions, Incher.
I know.
Fan base are just dirty people. Kind of just drained all the joy out of the show. Man. Which one of you bastards are gonna die? Laquan Vanderpool Higgins. Fuck, Mary kill Selena Vega, Thunder Rosa, and Bailey. Wow, that's a hard one. I'll just bang them all and just kill them after.
I don't think that's the way you can answer. I'd probably bang Bailey. Who was the other one?
Zelina Vega. I think I'd probably marry Bailey.
What was the other one? I can't remember.
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa. I'd marry. I don't know. Wait a minute. I'm reconsidering here.
I'll say
probably marry Bailey as well. I'd bang Thunder Rosa, and I'd probably kill Zelina Vega.
I'll bang Zelina and kill Thunder Rosa. I don't want to kill her. It's just the default.
Poor Thunder Rosa. Why are you killing Thunder Rosa for?
Why are you killing Zelina Vega?
I'm not a big fan of her, to be honest with you. For one, she was making eyes with you, so instantly that's a big strike in my book.
Jeez.
And I don't know. I don't know. I think she thinks she's a lot better than she really is. I don't know.
I'm a fan. Who is the R-Truth of the Headyverse?
Who is the R-Truth? Duckman? He's a rapper.
I was thinking Swax because he's stupid.
What? R-Truth's not dumb. He's just acting like that.
Well, maybe Swax is too. Maybe it's just a big put on.
Oh no. I think we've got the 100% Swax.
Well, he's our R-Truth then.
Meow.
Do you think Steve Austin being a repeated convicted domestic abuser, aka wife beater, should be a bit bigger deal with wrestling fans? It's an interesting question. I would say yeah, but it is kind of glossed over because
I
Stone Cold.
I only know of the one instance.
I don't know either. I mean, I'm not saying he's not accurate, but I only knew the one as well. Not that excuses it. But.
No, I mean it's a horrible thing, but I mean,
I don't know.
It is terrible, but I mean, I think it was just kind of done before a lot of people really paid attention to things like that, or so a lot of people don't think things in wrestling are even real. They hear stuff,
and it was at give no excuses, but it was also a time when he was out of the limelight.
Mm-hmm.
It was, after he left WWE. And before he became, pretty big character again with the podcast and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think if it would have been during either of those times, it would have been
a little bit more of a bigger thing. I think it's just if that would have happened today, I think
it would be bigger talked about, but I do think a lot of wrestling fans do excuse any type of behavior if they're a fan of the person.
Yeah, I agree to that. Wrestling fans,
well, not just wrestling fans, I guess, but wrestling fans.
I'd say definitely the wrestling fans excuse a lot of things.
Nikhil Callahan, Nikhil time, yeah, Nikhil time. Boom.
It's your fears, Nikhil. Well, Nikhil's not the one sending me time to die videos.
He moved up in your book.
So yeah.
His first question is, why does Intra not like my questions? It makes me very sad.
I think it's more or less the timing of the questions, and I was very hungry for last week.
Now it's pretty early in the questions today.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot of that is the timing, and they are very long, and some of them, let's face it, some of them are bad questions.
Are pretty awesome, I think.
Bad question. I don't think
he's
like, what do you think about the Beverly Brothers? Or like, it's like, who? What? I don't care.
I'm a big fan.
I mean, come on, Nikhil. Sit and ask yourself the same question and think how you would.
I honestly think he's a big fan of everyone he asked about.
Like, am I really breaking the poor guy's heart? Like every time he asks about, like, are you a big
just remember that
Firebreaker Chip fan?
I am. See, those are people I would have memories of.
He asked about some strange people, though. He's like, Doug Basham, what's your opinions? And it's like, Doug Basham.
What's your favorite memory of Damaja?
Yeah.
Kevin Nash is the best guest on Stone Cold's WWE Network show. What are your favorite memories and matches and moments of Big Sexy Kevin Nash? His best match ever to me was versus Bret Hart.
He took on Bret Hart. What one was that?
In WWF. When
was
he used it's.
Was it like a WrestleMania or was it?
No, one of the In Your House shows.
What is it?
Is that one of the In Your House shows?
It's probably In Your House. I thought it was his best wrestling match.
Oh.
But my favorite memory is definitely NWO.
Yeah, the great stuff with NWO. I really liked his match he had with Mick Foley in TNA. But
I'm not really a big fan of many of his matches, but I like him as a character, especially with the NWO. I didn't really wasn't a Diesel fan, but
his WCW matches were pretty lame. Like,
yeah,
come out, he'd do the big boot, and I mean, it was just real cookie cutter stuff.
It was really about the promos and just the whole aura of the NWO.
I mean, the promos were good, but his matches were just lame.
I honestly never thought he was the greatest promo at the time. I really was more of a Hall and Hogan guy, but he really definitely added to that whole package, being there. A lot of charisma and presence. It is NWO week on the WWE Network. Any chance you can tell me your favorite memories, moments, matches, and where did it all go wrong? I think it was one of the greatest angles ever in wrestling.
Yeah.
Hall being in the crowd was awesome. All that first couple years, I thought it was just the best, some of the best storytelling ever in wrestling.
Well, I wasn't watching live at the time, so I'll come in whenever I was watching live. Was the whole Goldberg beating
that was great
Hollywood Hogan, and that was a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, it was awesome. I have taped that whole show. You could probably watch on the network now, but I recorded at the time on VHS tape. But when it went wrong, honestly, I think the start of it was when Sting didn't beat Hogan after that build up.
I'd say definitely when they came out and gave Goldberg the taser, and I think that was definitely a falling down point.
You had that great build with Sting, and then him not defeating the NWO was I mean, it was really, but that was bad storytelling.
What about like the introduction of a wolf pack and like?
Yeah, I mean, there was lots of things after that. It was just too much, you know. Because it never even really led anywhere. If you actually did black and white versus red and black, maybe. But I mean, WCW never like, if you know they're the heroes and they get all the heat and they get beat down and get all the heat in the NWO, but they never really get their comeback. Yeah. And after years of that, it's just then you had like so many guys in the group and stuff. Did you enjoy the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega's new facial hair? Yes. I'm a big fan of their heel work. I think their facial hair adds to their unlikability, their sleaziness. I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, Omega's got like the Harley Race kind of. Like
I'm glad you said that because that's what I thought right away, and then people were saying it was Triple H.
Triple H got it from Harley Race.
Yeah, and then he did an interview. He said it was Harley Race. Yeah. But yeah, I like it. I think it's a fitting for him. Makes him a little more rugged. And he adds a lot of sleeves. I like sleeves to my heels. I like it. I do think the Bucks are one of the few modern heels of wrestling that can still kind of work fans into hating them. Because like they put on their Twitter that they were the greatest team ever, better than the Mega Powers and LOD and stuff. And I saw people legit getting pissed about it. And it's like, they're clearly, trying to work you.
Stop being such a mark.
Yeah, which is good to see though. Someone can still make someone mad. Why do you people get so angry when it was about the JR thing where he said, calm down, you losers. It was funny, but I think people go too far like they do with everything.
I think, yeah, they're definitely going too far, but I do think it's bad that he said WWE on a AEW show when he was promoting a show that was about to come up or something.
There are Dynamite matches for Road Rangers. What's Road Rangers? It must be what the show is called tomorrow. Road Rangers. AEW tag title street fight. Young Bucks versus Eddie Kingston and Penta. I think Young Bucks keep the titles.
I'd say they're going to keep the titles. I don't think they want to take it off of them yet.
The South Beach strap match. Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall.
QT Marshall is just, I'm not getting into his character at all. I don't know.
I'm a fan, but I think Cody's got to win.
Yeah, Cody's got to win, I think. I don't know. He just strikes me as very just jobberish to me. I mean, he doesn't seem like anything special to me.
I dig him. Santana, Ortiz, and Hager. By the way, I thought Hager did his best promo last week on the show. I normally don't think he's a good talker, but I thought he had a good promo last week on Dynamite.
Definitely seems like they're trying to push Jericho, like not in such the limelight of the group, and they're trying to make it more about Sammy right now.
I think that's a smart move because he's the future, of the the show, one of the future guys. So I like that. Santana, Ortiz, and Hager versus Wardlow and FTR. Oh, that'll be a good match.
That sounds good.
I'll go with FTR and Wardlow, but either way, I'm good with.
So is Conan going to be making multiple appearances on the show? Because
I don't know. He might. It doesn't say if he will be, but I assume he'll probably be in their corner. But I'm not positive. Orange Cassidy and Chris. Oh, by the way, who do you think? Honestly, I'm good with either team winning, but I'd like to see Wardlow and FTR win. But I like both teams.
I'd probably rather see for the proud and powerful team to win.
Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander versus the Buddy and Blade. Well, Orange Cassidy's my boy, and I really like Chris Statlander. I think she's one of the better women wrestlers and getting herself in really good shape too. So I want to.
JR was like talking about her nutrition and all this stuff, and I'm like, isn't she supposed to be like an alien? I mean, is she really going to be talking nutrition if she's like an alien character?
Aliens have, they got to eat too.
I just found it weird, honestly.
Maybe she can bring her nutritional values from this, other planet to.
She may have a replicator.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on Sanjay Dutt? Are you taking off, Steve?
Steven's trying to leave. You gotta stay.
Good night.
Nope.
Good night.
Nope. No good night. Come back, Steven. Don't you hang up on me. Don't you hang up on me. No, it's not goodbye. No. Oh. How could he do that to me, Jack?
I don't know. Got no love for Steven. Because he's leaving.
Yeah.
I'm going to start calling him Leaving Steven.
There we go.
That
Glogo
can be
13 in the chat room. I'm reading that comment. He says, I hate Conrad.
Oh, Conrad Brooks?
Nope, Conrad Thompson.
Oh.
You can't hate Conrad Brooks.
No, he passed away.
He took out Jan Gale.
He did. Thoughts on Sanjay Dutt leaving WWE and apparently moving to AEW in an agent role? I mentioned this earlier. I'm just cool for him, but it's weird. I never expected him to be like a big mind in wrestling.
I don't get it, but I mean,
never really did much.
Yeah.
Thoughts on NXT superstar Tegan Nox having a dark match before Raw?
Tegan Nox having a dark match before Raw.
I don't even know who it is.
I know the name Tegan Nox. Oh, that's the girl from NXT. Yeah. They might bring her up. I mean, they're not doing a whole lot with her on NXT at the moment.
She have a nice ass.
I get her and the one that's I get them confused, so I'm not sure which one.
I don't know who she is. I'll look her up. Tegan Nox.
Like, what's the one that's with
Don't ask me, dude. I don't watch this stuff.
Yeah, the is that the one that's with Gonzalez? I get confused. No, that's Dakota Kai.
She looks pretty generic.
Yeah, they're not doing. They may bring her up soon, so I'm pretty sure she was feuding with Dakota Kai though in the past.
Big E hasn't appeared in a match that didn't include Apollo Crews since March. Have you enjoyed their series of matches?
Yeah, not really. I mean,
why do all the black guys have to fight each other? Is that why they stopped the ongoing feud with Lashley, so now he can wrestle some more black guys?
One of the best matches with Big E, I thought, was with him and Sheamus, and that was a really
good.
Yeah,
it was. I wasn't looking forward to.
But yeah. So I don't know. I don't really like this character that they're doing with the General Aziz and all that, and the guy's got like these huge dreadlocks. Like, he doesn't look military. I mean, he's got like this huge dreadlock thing on his head, and it's just not believable. And like he never talked with an accent before. It's like, how are they expecting people to believe this? You know?
Yeah, they don't bring it. Do they ever explain why? Or I don't know.
Now he's more in touch with his heritage, and that this is who he really is. Apollo Crews. Bad, dumb storytelling.
They shouldn't call him Apollo Crews anymore. They ought to call him Wuhan Nation again.
Exactly.
Yeah. Go back to that.
Your favorite Jeff Goldblum movie?
Geez.
Probably Jurassic.
Jurassic Park.
Death Wish.
Yeah, I was trying to think Death Wish. He's only in like the very beginning there. I love Life Aquatic. I know you hate Life Aquatic, but I love Life Aquatic. I would probably say though, I like the Grand Budapest Hotel as well.
I liked it too.
He's in that. Probably Jurassic Park though. I mean, I've come to appreciate Jurassic Park more than I did when it was out at the time. Like, I enjoyed it at the time, but like it's like a movie that I do think about a lot, just every now and then, like Jurassic Park is a really good movie, but.
Your favorite memories or moments and matches of Lance Storm? Probably his ECW stuff and his initial run in WCW until I didn't really like a lot of the Team Canada stuff, but at first it was really good when he won all the titles.
It's kind of an embarrassing moment for him, but whenever he did the chair shot to RVD in ECW and he totally just tried to pull it and like the fans just started booing. That was a pretty good moment. I mean, yeah, they've had some good stuff. I like Lance Storm and Chris Jericho whenever they faced off with each other in the ECW reunion thing. And yeah, his Team Canada stuff was good too in WCW. That's probably like the best use of Lance Storm. His ECW Impact Players stuff was good too. That's what their name was.
Yeah, they didn't use him well in WWE, I don't think, when he's like the big dick guy. And I didn't like the Un-Americans either.
He wasn't used very well in WWE at all. But yeah, him and Just Incredible, that was a really good team. I love that stuff.
Are the New Day the greatest WWE tag team ever? This was they did a top 50 tag teams. I don't know, but I honestly don't have a problem with them being number one. I know a lot of people had a problem with it, but they've had the belts more than anybody. So if you were making like a list, if this was all real, it would make sense of there. Also, if you think about, they had lots of longevity. Probably the biggest merchandise selling tag team of all time. They're really over for a long time, longer than most teams. So they'd be up there for me. I'm fine with them being number one.
Yeah.
Some of the teams
if you're talking kayfabe, I mean, I can understand it, So.
Even like I said, if you think about it, like because no team ever sold like the shirts like them when they were doing Bootios and stuff.
Yeah.
I always found them entertaining. So
I don't know.
I wouldn't have my personal best of all time, number one, but they'd probably be up in the top 10 or something.
I'll say they're better together. From what we've seen so far, I think they need to get them back together again, all three of them, because I think they produce better stuff whenever they're all together. I'm just not excited for Kofi Kingston versus Bob Ashley at the pay-per-view. I mean, it's just not doing nothing for me.
Thoughts, Isaiah Swerve Scott winning the North American title from Bronson Reed?
I was kind of happy they got it off Bronson Reed. I'm not a very big Bronson Reed fan. I don't understand what he's really bringing to the table at all. They go, the colossal Bronson Reed. I'm like, I'm just not buying this guy. I mean,
I heard some upstairs, so I gotta go. I don't know what was going on up here, but I'll be right back. All right.
Okay. It's a shame. Yeah. Are you a Bronson Reed fan there, Vic Schiavone? Have you seen Bronson Reed?
I've seen Bronson Reed. I was surprised they took the belt off of him, but I know that Swerve Scott they're real high on him. So Bronson Reed isn't the type of guy I can see going to Raw or SmackDown and making a big splash, though. But I mean,
his buddies took a pretty big dive in that match whenever they were jumping through the guardrail and all that. Like they crashed through. It just looked like he was just doing like a full-on run into the plexiglass window that they had, and he just like jumped right through it. But like Bronson kind of pushed him from the side to make it look like he was actually projecting him into it. But that was the treasure guy. He's the guy who's looking for the WWE treasures. So, but I did appreciate that bump that he took. But yeah, Swerve Scott. He hasn't really done a whole lot to me to really make me think anything one way or the other about him, like whether I like him or not. Of course, I'm not always watching NXT a whole lot.
After seeing what they did to Ricochet, I think he would be nervous if anybody talked about him.
If they brought him up.
But then again, I mean, they're doing things with Ricochet now, and he's going to be in the Money in the Bank. So,
yeah, they are trying to do some stuff with him, but I think it's a little too late with Ricochet because it's like he just has that, like unused. Just he's not fresh anymore. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah, but wrestling fans have short memories.
Yeah, I guess so.
They came out and did something with him big, then people would forget about it. Look how they wasted him. Hope so, anyway.
But the character he's been portraying is just like, look at me, I'm Mr. Nice, and everybody's supposed to like me now. I mean, it seems like they could do something where they could change fans' opinion on him than this. It just seems lazy to me so far, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with Ricochet. But
I mean, they seem to waste. I mean, because I think of course, I can't remember his name right now. The guy who's now at the Pac.
Oh yeah,
AEW.
He's the bastard.
The bastard. Like, I think AEW they hit on something with his character, but it seemed like in WWE they just like the man that gravity can't hold, or whatever they call
gravity forgot him.
Yeah, which works which works for maybe 5 minutes, but I think I like the character of what he is in AEW a whole lot better.
Yeah.
But nobody ever said the WWE was real big on character development. So
a guy I'm really big on, I don't know what your opinions are on him, but I love him, is LA Knight. Are you a fan of LA Knight?
I mean, I think they've got big things for him. They've got him in a pretty big angle right now.
Yeah, where he has the $1 million belt and he turned his back on Ted DiBiase. So
I mean, I think they've got big things planned for him. So
and he's a great talker. I said I found it mind-boggling how any company couldn't have him on the roster when he was with just NWA. So I think WWE was smart for picking him up and putting him in the NXT. And I think that the personality that he shows, they got to be like happy with him. I don't see how anybody could not like him, but I'm a big mark for him, so I might be a little biased.
It's people like him are starting to pick NXT back up because I mean it seemed like they kind of slacked there.
Yeah,
for a while, but they're starting to pick back up.
With like the Johnny Gargano being kind of like a heel, and then like I do think their stuff is funny where he's like feuding and like he has Austin Theory as like his little lackey and all that, but I just thought he had a lot more momentum behind him when he was feuding with Tommaso, and I mean that stuff had a lot of people interested in it. So
how many pay-per-views or takeovers in a row was the them, and you didn't get tired of it because I think like a lot of people they're talking about like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, even though they had a great match on SmackDown, the last man standing. I thought that was a really good match. They had
definitely.
All right, everything was fine. I have a mouse trap in the kitchen because I live near the woods, and it went off, but there was nothing in it. So sometimes it goes off by its own. So it could have just went off.
If you had something in it, would you have brought it to the show, showed everybody?
No, but if it caught it and it didn't kill it, I don't like for it to suffer, so I would have killed it.
No.
On the show?
No, I would have took it outside. And
would you be like, here is a sacrifice in your head?
What happens is sometimes, little I'm out, and if it catches its leg or it's, it doesn't kill it. Sometimes it'll hit break its back and it's not dead. And I had to take it outside and kill it because I'd rather it die quick. So
I use the no-kill traps, but those are a pain in the ass because you have to go like so far away from
Yeah,
your
they
house.
say you got to bring them at least like a mile or two, I think.
Yeah, I know, or they'll just come right back.
Yeah.
So.
Because when we used to have a garden, we would use the big ones for the groundhogs because groundhogs would get in the garden, and then we'd take them off. But that was a little different. All right.
Jack, I know you're watching all the NXT that you can stand to watch.
I'm not against it. I just haven't watched it for a while.
What have you seen? LA Knight with the $1 million belt.
I did see that when he won the belt
on
the takeover, the In Your House takeover.
You feeling it?
I don't know. I'd have to watch the vignettes. I think it just went off again.
It went off again.
Yeah, I'll put it back. There must be something in there because it wouldn't go off unless
you didn't set it right.
All right.
Vic, a mouse's life could be taken at any moment now. It could be just destroyed.
Like you said, it's a lot more humane than like the sticky traps.
Oh yeah, the sticky trap. Wouldn't that be an awful way to go if you're just going about your day and then all of a sudden you just got stuck and nobody could get you out? Like, could you imagine like a human sticky trap where you just stick somebody into it? That would be awful.
Well, at least you hope other humans wouldn't come along and eat you, like it's happened to mice that we've gotten stuck before. So.
They come along and eat it.
Well, see, either eat it or you forget about that they're up there. I remember a couple of months ago, my wife was around the kitchen and said, "What is that horrible smell?" And I crawled on top of the cabinets where we had put some sticky pad, and it was that somebody got stuck, and he'd been there for 2 months. So you can
my goodness.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. So
how did the mice get onto the sticky trap and eat the mouse and not get stuck themselves?
Something ate it. I mean, somebody one time a mouse got stuck and he was like half eaten when we found it.
Could the cat maybe have done that?
That's possible. We have a lot of cats around here.
Isn't it weird though? Like you would think having cats would keep mice away, but it doesn't all the time. Sometimes they still come around.
See, our cats, they're some of them are into it. Some of them just like to play with him. They'll bat him around.
Yeah,
but they don't want it. They don't want to eat him.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know my cat, the younger one, caught a lizard and was like playing around with it. Poor little lizard. Just they're so brutal. I don't know, but that's just how nature is, I guess. But
I guess we feed our cats too much around here because they're not interested in taking them out. So
yeah. I let our cat out, but it is kind of a scary thing. When my one cat got we thought it was poisoned, but he just died from something. And recently we've heard a report, and I don't know if it's true or not, about a certain type of flea collar that you would put on a cat that may have contributed to him passing away. But I was very upset whenever I had to take him to the vet, and he just died in the freaking holder, the cat carrier thing, and it was just heartbreaking. So, but the thoughts of somebody poisoning him just made me very, very angry. And I don't know.
When our cat got shot, that made me furious, especially because if you looked at the X-ray, all of the shot was you could tell that she was running away.
Mm-hmm.
He shot. I mean, even if a pit bull was running away from me, if he was out there and was running away from me, I would shoot it. So that just really ticked me off. Thankfully, the emergency vet did their job and saved her tail and her leg.
Mm-hmm.
So she's fine now, but still didn't take off whatever neighbor it was that did that to her.
Was that the reason you decided to leave your cats in for now on, or?
Well, I mean, they go in and out, but I mean, at nighttime, I want them all in.
Yeah.
We have a lot of coyotes around here too.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen a coyote or anything like that around here, but that's a good. I've seen a lot of deer. which is strange, but that a lot of deer come in and eat the garden and stuff, but never seen a coyote or anything. Possums. Seen possums. Of course, I'm sure possums are everywhere. Raccoons.
Just yesterday, one of our cat, Mr. Stripey, was out front, and I thought, oh, he was stalking Bruce because they don't get along, because it looked like Bruce. But when I got closer, it was a woodchuck.
Oh, really?
I've not seen a woodchuck in our yard, I think. And my first thought is, if he's out there during the day, he could be rabid.
Yeah.
Get the cat out of there, but
yeah.
A lot of, I mean, we're not way in the sticks, but we're in the country, and you see a lot of stuff around here. So. But enough that you don't want your cats outside at night.
Yeah, for sure. Huh. Does any of your cats watch wrestling with you?
I mean,
sometimes Lucy will jump on my lap while I'm watching wrestling.
If I'm just watching TV, Bruce will come in and sit on my lap.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know. Any thoughts on Ernest the Cat Miller? I'm just trying to think of anything wrestling related. Jerry Lawler's ex-wife, the cat.
Jerry Lawler's ex-wife, the cat. She was. The only thing, I don't know, after reading Lawler's book, that totally soured me on her.
What, he didn't have very good things to say about her in the book?
Well, no, I mean, it's just that she left him, and it was just kind of pitiful the way he wrote it. I mean, part of his book is almost like groveling to have her back, and it's just
really.
Oh yeah,
I've never read that book. So when did he write that? Was it like after she left, or?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So it's called "It's Great to Be King Sometimes." I think it's the name of it.
Yeah, maybe that's why the "sometimes" was in it, because the cat left him. Oh,
yeah,
geez.
That's what I always thought. Yeah.
And didn't she get hook up with some low level player on Impact or something like that? Like TNA? Who was it she went with after Jerry Lawler?
Yeah, it wasn't bowed up or something.
Yeah, it was somebody that wasn't
one of the Dups.
Yeah. Wasn't the king, that's for sure. Jeez. I need to read that now, but I need to get that book.
Man, this guy's pathetic.
Good book. A lot of good stuff in there about his time with it's hitting blank again. The guy from Holly, Andy Kaufman.
Oh yeah, Andy Kaufman.
Great stuff in there about that. So.
I like how he talks about Jim Carrey kind of being an asshole when he was playing the movie with him. Like Jim Carrey was living the character or whatever, but he was didn't he know that me and Andy were friends? We talked normal to each other off the camera. I mean, if he really wanted to be the character, that's how it really was in real life. So
it's a good book. I'd highly recommend it.
All right. Where were
Tyler S says, "We are the kings. You guys are the kings." He says, "Jerry Lawler is terrible."
I like Jerry Lawler. Favorite toppings and sauces on a hot dog?
Ketchup, mustard, chili. I don't like onions. You like onions,
I do like a Chicago dog that's got tomato and celery salt, and mustard, and hot peppers. Those are good. I'll probably be having some here in a month or two.
I need to go to this place and bring my own ketchup and just.
Yeah, they don't even serve it. Yeah,
they do if I brought
order ketchup on the places that also offers it, but the one won't even let you order it. Conan will be appearing on Dynamite tomorrow. Favorite memories, matches, and moments of the 5150 legend.
Probably the pill and potato stuff, but I think some of his promos have been really awesome. And
with LAX was great.
Yeah, but
probably the LAX stuff.
If you're talking his wrestling, I'm not very fond of Conan's wrestling.
No, me neither.
I mean, maybe he was better when he was in Mexico, but like in WCW, pretty much what I said about Kevin Nash pretty much goes for Conan.
I think
same match every time, and he did like the same moves every time. Very cookie cutter.
How many AEW figures does Jack have? You got the Young Bucks, the woman there, Rio. Same. I just got Sammy Guevara and a Cody special figure. Then I got a Cody and Dustin 2-pack. I got a few other ones I can't remember at the moment. Not a lot because they're hard to find. But Orange Cassidy, that was a good one.
I was at the flea market and the guy had a bunch of the AEW figures in the package, but I just had that feeling like I know I'm going to ask and he's going to be like $50.
They're probably a lot.
Yeah. So I just didn't even want to ask. I just went.
They're $20, originally, just the retail price.
Really? Yeah. Jeez.
According to Cornette, the Briscoe brothers are currently the best tag team in the world at the moment. And why have they never been in WWE? Well, they were actually going to go, but the one was tweeting, anti-gay stuff is a reason why they didn't go.
I think the Briscoes aren't going any further than ROH in today's society. I don't think they're going to go anywhere other than.
It's too bad.
I'm surprised they're on Ring of Honor at this point, to be honest with you. I mean,
yeah, well, they're owned
their
by
characters,
really conservative people.
Oh, really? But just their characters alone, I'm kind of surprised that they're not like off of television. So
one of the few people.
I mean,
from that era that never, made it big elsewhere.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I like the Briscoes, but I mean, I just don't think society today is very big on stuff like that they do, or would accept that that's just their character. I mean, like,
I don't think it is, though. Is the thing.
Yeah, true. But like, even portraying a character is not even allowed to do that today. It seems like you're gonna they don't even want like a controversial character in a movie. Like, could they make American History X nowadays?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Like without somebody saying, "Oh, they're glorifying it," or
I mean, they even said that at the time, though.
Yeah.
I actually recently someone asked that to Quentin Tarantino, Joe Rogan, and I agree with what he said. He said he thinks that kind of talk, that kind of question is this kind of bullshit. Really, he's like, because he was like, oh, they wouldn't let you make these movies today, and he's like, well, who's they? He's like, no one really thought I should have made any of these movies when I made them, but I just made them.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, if you want to make something, you can just make it. People might complain, but like you could still do it.
I don't know.
I think American History X you can totally make, because the American History X is against white.
Yeah, it's against it in the end, but I know a lot of people probably say it kind of glorifies it at the beginning.
You have to, otherwise the movie does. I mean, otherwise the movie wouldn't make sense.
Yeah,
you have to show one side, the rise. But same way with Goodfellas. You have to show why he'd be drawn to this, or else the movie doesn't make sense. There'd be no reason for him to be in it if it's all negative.
But I really don't even know if they would allow like a big studio to allow Quentin to make movies like he's made in the past. I really don't think they would nowadays.
I mean, he just made Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
came out like 2 years ago. It's got graphic violence.
But even 2 years ago, I think today's very different than just 2 years ago.
I'm sure if Quentin would make a movie, he'd make a movie.
Mm-hmm. But could a new Quentin Tarantino come along today?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they really could.
I think so. And they will.
Yeah, well, I hope so, but I don't know. I just don't have very positive outlook on pictures nowadays when you can't even portray a character.
When I go to festivals and stuff, I see all kinds of interesting, weird, violent movies. I mean,
that's not like mainstream Hollywood stuff, though. That's like,
yeah, but that's more of what if people go see it. If people go see it, they'll put it out. Right now, it's harder to get a movie out because people want to go see Marvel movies.
Yeah,
so that's what takes up the theaters.
Martin Scorsese's big on those.
But the same thing, I would go see movies when they're at theaters, but people who say this about, oh, they don't play these other movies, they do play them. It's just no one goes and sees them. I would be in theater. A lot of times it'd be me, and that'd be it. If you want to support these other movies, you have to actually go see them.
Yeah.
When, especially Pulp Fiction, but even Reservoir Dogs, when it came out, like, it's really, they weren't making like really violent movies like that, where like it was all like no like hero involved. Really changed movies. Like when they became big, then everyone wanted to make those movies. It would be the same way if someone made something that was controversial, something that made money. Well, even this last few years, they didn't want you to put an R-rated horror movie out because people wouldn't go see it. So you had to go make a PG-13 so the kids go see it. But then Chapter 1 was huge, and Get Out was huge, and then it was like, we got to put out all these R-rated horror movies. Yeah. That's what people want to pay to see.
Just whatever makes money, I guess. But
that's why we have so many superhero movies, because that's what people are paying to see. Well, they were until the pandemic. I don't know how they make money now, because to me it doesn't seem like you'd make a lot of money if you make this giant movie for hundreds of millions and you put it on HBO Max.
I guess it's just the deal that they work together, but I mean,
but
how much is age?
I don't know how it's like beneficial for HBO Max.
Yeah,
because like it's just one thing on your giant network.
I mean, they're going to have to get back to like putting them in the theater and theater only whenever this thing's all over. But
when I started going theaters again, a lot of the movies were stuff I saw on HBO Max. I was like, well, I don't really want to pay for this movie. I've already seen it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard to get people to, if you're already in the habit of seeing these new movies once they come out, on TV, like, are you going to go back to? I'm different. I mean, I go see old movies and stuff because I think it's better to watch on the big screen. But I realize, a lot of people, if you can stay at home and watch it, they're going to do that.
Like that movie Nobody, I thought did it pretty well, where you would have either had to rent it or you had to actually like go to the theater.
Yeah, Wally's Wonderland was the same way, and it was $20 to rent.
Yeah, so I'd rather go to the theater and see it.
Yeah. I saw Censor last week. I really like this. Yesterday I saw the new Purge and Werewolves Within, which I like.
Tyler S is saying R.I.P. Richard Donner. So
yeah, Richard Donner died today, 91.
Goonies, one of my favorites.
First two Superman. I know Superman 2's the Donner cut and the other guy's cut, but first two Superman movies. Omen.
Yeah.
What's the biggest bill you had at a restaurant? And was it worth it?
Bill ever had at a restaurant?
When I was paying, it was we went to a steakhouse in Boston, Annabelle and I, Ruth Chris. And it was probably the best steak I ever had. The biggest bill I ever had when I was in Chicago with Chi-Town Matt. We went to a steakhouse, and it was definitely worth it. It was really good.
Yeah. I probably no more than like 150 or something. So when it's like me and all the family.
At McDonald's.
Yeah.
Y'all supersized it. I'll be honest though.
Can't supersize anymore.
Yeah. All kidding aside, a lot of those fast food places aren't even cheap anymore.
No, they're not. Like the price has gone up on all of it.
Like $10 for like a meal. Like unless you get like the value stuff, like at Wendy's one time I went with Troy, and we each got the whatever it's called, their Baconator meal, and it was like $25 for the two of us, and we didn't get anything. it's like, I mean, it's not like, crazy, but still, it's like, well, you could just go to like a restaurant and sit down and eat for the same price, really.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're really working their way out of like wanting people to sit down and eat it, like a fast food joint when they're charging the same as a normal restaurant.
I was looking at my app one day because on the McDonald's app. But anyway, I think it was like I know it's a double quarter pounder, but still it was like the double quarter pounder, and it was like $12. And I was like, Jesus. But I think even like their new chicken sandwich is like $8 just for the sandwich.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus.
That's
like,
crazy.
I can go to a regular restaurant here, like Captain Scott's, and they usually have, takeout specials, $5 for like a chicken sandwich or fish sandwich and fries, and this is like freshly made,
Yeah. I haven't had Burger King's new one, but I have been wanting to try the Hardee's new chicken sandwich, but that's pretty expensive as well, I think. So
yeah, at least everyone's going crazy over chicken sandwiches, which is fun. But yeah, they're all like $7, $8, $9. It's pretty expensive. KFC's I saw advertised say was $3.99. That seems like, that used to be the expensive sandwich at the fast food place was like $4.
Yeah, really.
Because I think like even just a plain quarter pounder now is like $6 and something.
Even like a steak place, there's hardly any like lower end steak places like the Ponderosa or anything anymore. It's all like,
yeah, even the chains. Like I like Texas Roadhouse. It's where my mom and my brother go and me sometimes. And yeah, I mean it's like I like a ribeye or something. It's like $20-something.
Mm-hmm. No cheap steaks out there anymore.
Steaks are expensive. Meat in general is pretty expensive now.
Maybe that's what's driving them all out of business.
I saw there's a wing shortage, like chicken wings.
Really?
And so one of the wings places, they're doing thighs now instead of wings.
I've seen Fizoli's. They were doing like wings now, like, and they're an Italian place. So I'm like, wings in Italian? That's like different.
No, that's pretty common. Like
is it?
Wings, yeah. You put some spices on them and throw them in like the like where you put the pizza in like a brick oven.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess so. Well, they do serve pizza too, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I was looking at steaks today. I got some on sale, but still, like the ones that weren't on sale were like $20.99 a pound or something. I was like, Jesus. In 2 weeks, and this was just at my local supermarket. When 2 weeks, when fans return to Raw, we have Viking Raiders versus AJ Styles and Omos for the tag titles. Are you excited?
No. I'm excited for fans to return that particular match. No.
So they still have the belts, AJ and Omos. Do they like wrestle at all?
No, not really. The only thing they did on this week's Raw was almost push Riddle off the ladder.
It's an interesting question. Now that the pandemic wrestling era is over, is it the end of cinematic matches? I thought that, but they did one on that AEW pay-per-view. So I think we might still see him once in a while, but I think WWE is already kind of getting away from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tyler wants to know who will win.
No more Braun Creek or anything. No more Braun Strowman going in the creek.
Oh, yes. Maybe he'll bring it with him if he goes to AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler wants to know who will win the NHL playoffs.
Probably Mario Lemieux and the Penguins.
It's a good call.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
Did you see that?
I really don't know. I'm not a hockey fan. I'm sorry. It's like hockey's really not a big thing around here.
It's really not big many places besides a few places that it's big. Like,
yeah,
it's really died off in popularity since I was a kid.
Yeah, like I only know a handful.
Still have the Bruins here,
players.
But it's still big places that have the big teams. But other than that, it's not really some people talk about. Did you see intro that your boy
Who's my boy now?
No, you don't don't be hype, stay hyped.
Oh, Mojo! I've totally sworn off any Mojo Rawley being my boy. Mojo Rawley is not my boy.
He said that he's going to be the next Rock.
Well, keep working on that.
I think it's true. I think he's going to be bigger than the Rock. I think he's going to really take off.
Just saying that because you know how preposterous it is. Mojo Rawley is not going to be
fired from WWE after never being on TV for like 2 years, and it's like, I'm going to be the next Rock.
God, I mean, if he made me eat my own words and he came back to WWE and he became the next Rock, I would probably just sit here and shit my pants on the show. Like, there's no way that is going to happen, Mojo. I hate to tell you. Go find a normal fucking job and do that because you're not going anywhere in wrestling.
What if he goes to the movies and he becomes bigger than The Rock in the movies?
Do it then, buddy, but I highly doubt it. I mean,
The Rock's the highest paid movie star in Hollywood. It's like,
the odds are not good of that, Mojo. You're not a very marketable person. I think the only reason you're in WWE was because you knew Gronk, and
Gronk's not going to be the next Rock.
No,
the guy that you're riding the coattails of,
he's not. He's not going to be the next Rock either. So,
what do you?
If you have to show some sign of personality. If you want to be the next Rock, The Rock had signs of personality before he became, the Rock, and he really came into his own and became just a huge superstar because he was
probably as much as maybe even less time than his whole WWE career. Because he was there for, a lot of times now you think these people ain't been there that long and they're like there for 14 years, but he was there for a few years and it took Rock like 2 years, I think, to become, The Rock from being Rocky Maivia.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying he went from like Rocky Maivia level to The Rock in less time than Mojo Rawley's entire wrestling career. So, yeah, the odds aren't looking good.
Tyler S. here in the chat room says Mojo has 0 charisma, 200% hype.
I think he has some charisma. I wouldn't say 0 charisma, but it's not like...
It's not good charisma.
It's not like off the charts charisma.
No.
I mean, it's like better than like the Pirate Birchill charisma or something, or maybe like that level. He's got a negative charisma, honestly. Like he's very unappealing, I think. Like he comes out like maybe he would have been better as a heel because he came out like you don't really want to watch him.
No.
If he can change one thing about if you could give him advice, tweak this one thing and you'll be the next Rock, what would it be? Just everything.
I was gonna say like get the Rock's brain implanted into your head or something. Like I don't think there's anything. Really go take up a trade or something. Go do something.
A plumber.
Become a plumber or
electrician. I saw that they're in need over the pandemic was plumbers and
electricians. Well, that's good. I could go. I need to find me an electrician job somewhere. So
it might not have been electric, but it was plumbers.
Oh, plumbers. I'm not a plumber.
Jujubee wants to know. Oh, did we get through all of his?
Yeah, we got through them all.
Jujubee, what is your favorite flower?
My favorite flower, I guess I'd have to say the sunflower. Produce a lot of seeds. They're good. I like the way they look, and they're big.
Like my wiener.
Why do you always gotta go there? I like your wiener. Oh my god.
to keep you company because you're always there.
Oh my god!
If you catch my drift.
See, would anybody want this like in private messaging, like 24/7? I mean,
yeah, so you gotta have some fun in your life. You're like Mr. Small here.
But you're the one having the fun. You're the one having the fun.
Yeah, but you're having fun too. You love it.
I think you're fun raping me right now or something. You're like, you love it. You're having fun.
I'm like the Bill Cosby of fun.
Yeah, you're forcing it upon me.
Well, I mean, a couple times when you were asleep in the fan fest.
Why are you sucking my toes for, Jack?
What?
Why are you sucking my toes for, Jack?
Al, now you've crossed the line. No one wants to hear about this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Al, does Inter agree with Vince Russo that despite Colorado seeing a spike in coronavirus cases thanks to the Delta variant, that Chick-fil-A needs to stop being a bunch of pussies from the 1950s and fully open up their restaurant so he doesn't have to eat in his car like the heathens over at Sonic? So this is what Vince Russo tweeted. Yeah, bro, Chick-fil-A really needs to get over COVID. This ain't 1950. This ain't Arnold's. Don't care. You want to save money on employees. I want to sit down and eat my chicken sandwich like a human being and not in a freaking car.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to say, like, your life's not doing too bad if this is what you're raging about.
I will say that Chick-fil-A, you go there and they have a line stretched all the way down the block because all they're taking is cars right now. And it is annoying. There is a Chick-fil-A in the mall that you can go in and sit down at.
Yeah,
so
you could just go somewhere else.
So if he has a mall that has a Chick-fil-A, you can walk in there and order your chicken sandwich and sit down. So
if it's really this important, I mean, you could just go somewhere else.
Yeah, like there's several other chicken options, like we were going over. Hardee's, Burger King.
Everyone sells chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, it's like the new craze right now. I know, like the top ones is Popeyes and Chick-fil-A. They're like the ones really butting heads, but like you can get chicken sandwiches anywhere right now. I think McDonald's even has one that they're promoting.
Yeah,
don't they? KFC.
Yep.
KFC likes rubbing it in poor Bojangles' face because they had a sign out that was like, while Bojangles was all disheveled and it had the tarp over their sign because they were done for, and it had a sign right across the road. It was like, "We do chicken best," or "Our chef is more famous than yours."
Whoa.
And it's like, damn, KFC, you're being savage here. Just Bojangles is down and you're kicking them. They're just like, fuck you, Bojangles. Just get out of this town. I like the Bojangles. I miss the Bojangles. And it makes me sad whenever I hear Tony Schiavone say they are going to be in the Bojangles arena. I'm like, we used to have a Bojangles.
Man, we went on a Bojangles.
And damn it, we don't have a Bojangles anymore.
The first time you ever ate at one, we went on a big journey to find.
There's a homeless man making a tent right beside the Bojangles entrance.
I will say there's a lot more nasty homeless people in Boston. Since the pandemic ended, I started going up to Boston. It's really South Boston, not all of Boston, but South Boston and Chinatown's really gone downhill.
Yeah,
kind of dangerous looking. Is that a scar on your neck?
Where at? There?
Yeah.
Probably just the way my hair is kind of laying.
You weren't trying to cut your throat, were you?
I'm untamed right now. I'm pretty scruffy.
So am I. I'm just kind of lit up here under the lights. What the hell's that? Reese's Pieces?
Reese's Pieces. Jack, I'm going to make a video after I do the show tonight. I'm going to eat this very candy bar, and I'm going to give my opinions on it.
I got one of those from my mom at Easter, but it was the Fruity Pebbles one.
We got Cocoa Pebbles right here, king size. Going to try it out for the very first time on my YouTube channel.
You should melt it down and put it in a penis mold.
No. Jeez. It's always penis.
Well, no, that made sense. I mean, that was a throwback to Mitten saying, the chocolate penis.
Oh, the thing I'm trying to forget about. This shirt's really big on
What
me.
do you have PTSD over the penis?
Yeah. So that'll be on my YouTube channel. I'll film it right as soon as we're done with the show because I want to eat a candy bar.
Man.
And this is brand new to me. We got 420 calories right here. 420 calories.
Did you save enough space for it?
Well, it's a new day.
Oh man, you ain't gonna be able to eat much tomorrow.
So my budget right now is 1,800 calories.
That's taking a big chunk off of it.
Take a big chunk. Let's see. I'll do it right now. Let's see. All right. Here we go.
1380 if you're gonna.
Come on, load it up. See, like right here. This is the Lose It app. This is for today. 1,815 calories. Let's see. So I'm going to go add food. I'm going to scan it real quick, see if it's in there. Oh, come on. I'm on air here right now. Come on. There it goes. There it is. Done. And there we go. 1,395 calories.
Man, you ain't gonna be able to eat much today.
And here's what I do for breakfast. I'm gonna do. I'll do for breakfast. I'll do some oatmeal, like I've been doing. That's 320. So that brings me to 1,075. So I'll have that for dinner, whatever I eat for dinner.
No lunch?
I'll be asleep through lunch.
Oh, I see.
Because I work midnight, so I'm sleeping through lunch.
Is it true that In Your Head is joining Vince Russo's Free Speech Network? No. I mentioned this like last year, I think it was, or months ago, that I watched a video where he was taking over the Realm Network and he was talking about making it the Free Speech Network. And now he's really twisting stuff, saying that the reason why he's not hired anywhere is because about his because he's about freedom of speech and stuff. And I was like, I don't think that had anything to do with him ever being fired anywhere.
Yeah, really. He's a weird cat. He's a different kind of cat.
Trying to capture on this idea of the free speech movement. I mean, everyone's for free speech, but it's a very like a lot of the right wing radio people.
The Flintstones is a registered trademark of Warner Brothers. I thought this Hanna-Barbera, did they buy them?
Probably, because everything buys everything. There's only like a few companies that own everything.
Yeah, I think they bought them.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe they always owned them. I don't know.
Dang.
But I mean, everybody's always buying everybody. It's like eventually everything will just be owned by Disney. Jason Mitten, have you even seen? I think it should be ever. Have you ever seen Dobbs and Brains in the same place at the same time?
No.
Damn.
Of course, I don't even know what Brains looks like. So, have you seen Dobbs? Haven't you?
Yeah,
I don't think he's ever had a picture out though, so I've never seen him.
No, he's got like one that's got you don't see him too well on his Facebook, but we
need to demask Dobbs. Let's demask him. He needs to come on the show.
I would like
to ask all these questions. You want your goofy questions on the air? Come on the show and ask them.
Do it. Both him and Nikhil.
We should make that a stipulation. You want your dumb questions answered? Put your mug on this camera and you ask it. No, none of this hiding behind your little keyboard bullcrap.
No, I'd have had Everse won't show their faces.
We're demasking them all. That Tony TGD, he won't show his face either. I'm trying to demask him.
Really?
Yeah.
You always used to try to de-pants me.
I thought you weren't going to tell anybody about that. We talked about that. You said it was a secret. You want to tell nobody.
Allegedly this happened. Jason Mitten, when Kenny Omega starts losing his belt, should he lose the AEW belt first or last? Last, I say. I think he should.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It would be a bigger deal if he lost the AEW belt first.
It'd be more shocking.
Yeah, because then they wouldn't be beating a loser. They'd be beating the man who has all the belts.
But if you wanted to show the decline of him, it would be nice to the
but you want
strap.
your next champion to beat him at his best.
Yeah, that's true.
It's your next guy in your own company.
I see your point there. And AEW is definitely the flagship here.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Chi-Town predicts he's going to lose the belt in Chicago to Adam, the Hangman Adam Page. By the way, Chi-Town Matt is the first guy to ever give Hangman Page the beer. He mentioned that in a promo, and it was at the show we were at. He gave him his beer and he drank it.
He turned him into an alcoholic?
It's all up, yeah, basically.
Oh my goodness.
All Matt's fault.
Dang, Matt. Bad influence.
What's your favorite memories of Terry Funk? Oh, Jesus. One of my favorite matches of all time, him versus Ric Flair, I Quit match. I think it's fantastic. His whole ECW run. Really is nothing I dislike about Terry Funk. Our dinner with him.
Yeah.
His appearances on the show. I credit him and JJ and a lot of people, but he's got to be up there for the initial success of the show.
His participation in Beyond the Mat, I think he kind of made that film, him and Foley. So it's good stuff.
So many to me. That's one of my all-time favorites.
Having him on the show for sure, especially when Duckman called in.
Memorable. Yeah, one of my favorite memories of doing the show was when Funk was on. All three appearances, but especially that first one. And I stand by our Terry Funk interviews. I think they're some of his best. He's a great interview, but I think he was always at his best on In Your Head because we would both, same thing with Paul Bearer, the first two. I don't think his third was too good, but we'd be serious, but also have fun with him. And both those guys liked some of the silliness too. And I think some people really always would focus on the real serious and sometimes negative stuff with when Funk was on for interviews, and he liked to have some goofiness with us. Jason Mitten, favorite memories of Paul Orndorff.
Oh, Paul Orndorff.
Meeting him at him on the elevator at FanFest.
He came in and said, "Hello, ladies." I mean, the infamous beating up Vader with flip-flop story is great.
That's pretty neat, yeah. As a kid, him turning on Hogan was a great angle. I still remember that. They're raising hands, and he turns around and gives them the clothesline and the pile driver. It's before you saw so many. At least I didn't see so many turns yet. So,
what's Tyler going on about here in the chat room? He says, "My budget is meant to eat food. How many WVs?"
My budget is meant to eat food.
And he says,
how many times do you shit your pants, I guess?
Inchy huggies, I guess the John Silver thing. Hungy.
I don't know. Maybe he's stoned or something. He's in Toronto, isn't he?
Lobster ain't cheap.
I think he's either drunk or stoned or something.
What do you get away from this, Vic Chavone? Is he drunk or is he stoned?
Getting crunk.
May just be nodding off. Yeah. It's getting late.
I hear you.
But Paul Orndorff was that era, really pre the pay-per-views. I know he's on the first WrestleMania stuff, but his big run. I mean, he was in WCW stuff, but his prime runs with Hogan would still. I don't know if it still does, but it did for a long time hold the record for biggest box office. For the house shows, all that stuff. where house show runs. So it was like pre-pay-per-view. So it's kind of under the radar and to a lot of degree. There's not a lot of footage of it. There's a few matches, but their big highlights were at the house shows.
Mm-hmm.
Dobbs Dean Maya, is there anything more patriotic than singing your national anthem in a goddamn supermarket? So there's a video here. Walmart shoppers spontaneously sing the national anthem. I think that's pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
Brian Matthew Clutter. That's your boy. Your proud boy. Or not your proud boy. Your young Mitten's the proud boy. Yeah, he's your young boy. Brian Matthew Clutter. I'm working on a video series about religion and politics. Would In Your Head like to partner up? I think there's a lot of crossover appeal. Nope.
Probably not, no. But if you were a better young boy, I might have considered it, but he always leaves me out and throws me under the bus whenever it comes to being my young boy. So
I think it's a good way to get, depending on which side he is, a good portion of their audience to hate us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now if Jack walked in on Intra killing a hooker, would Intra kill Jack before he tried to blackmail Intra? So if I walked in on Intra killing a hooker, no, I mean, I'd stand by Intra.
See, I mean, you'd be able to live out your fantasies where you're trying to get rid of a body. You would probably pitch in and help, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you have to, give me something, but yeah.
Like, what would I have to give you? What's going to buy you in this situation? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
I don't know. Maybe that spooky arcade game.
No, I don't have that yet.
Yeah,
I need to become a big superstar on YouTube to get that one, so I can get some.
Getting it if I'm hiding bodies for you.
No, okay. Maybe I'll get somebody else to do that.
Jonathan Jackson.
Maybe What's the hardest? Rhodes or something.
Jonathan Jackson. What's the hardest your dick has ever been for wrestling?
Probably any time I watch wrestling.
Just rock hard.
Yeah. Just full on.
Not damn. JJ, if Jack proposed to Intra, would he accept or shoot Jack in the face with a gun?
If you propose to me?
Yeah. It's weird that those are the only two options. It couldn't be just like, oh,
yeah, there's no in between.
Decline. It's either yes or you just kill me.
Darker and darker every week.
I know.
It's like I get like saying no, but it's like, does it have to go right to murder? Oh man! But wouldn't that be cool, Intra? Even if we weren't physically married, like we didn't, do the deed, the little like you could hang out with me all the time, and you can hear all my good jokes and. Like the text that you love, think about it. It would be 24/7 all the time in person.
Where's my gun? Could I shoot you under the table, kind of like Han did Greedo? Just you wouldn't even know it's coming.
Yeah, but it was edited that Greedo shoots first.
Oh.
That's been stricken out of history.
Jonathan, did you see that interview where it was like, I'm sure this is a joke website, but it was like saying like Harrison Ford wants to kill George Lucas, or like he said, I wish George Lucas would die or something. I know it's got to be one of those, like The Onion or something, like it was harddrive.com or something like that. But like, there's no way this is really Harrison Ford doing this interview.
That'd be weird if it was.
Because, I mean, George Lucas started him as a actor. I mean, he was in American Graffiti, and then he gave him Han Solo role. And like, in the interview, he's saying, like, he would be a big star no matter what. But
I don't seem like something he'd say unless you.
And then he's saying, like, he wants to kill George. It has to be a joke. I didn't read the whole thing, but it seemed like a fake website that put it out. I just don't see how they could say this is Harrison Ford's words and then have him saying he wants to commit murder.
No, so. I mean, I know you've wanted to commit murder.
What?
Jonathan Jackson, if you had the chance to be a writer for WWE or being a wrestler on Impact, which would you choose?
Ooh, I probably want to be a wrestler on Impact.
Yeah. You'd be out there, at least, you know.
I guess you'd have a lot of stories afterwards about being the writer, but man, it sounds like torture.
In a day or something. Yeah, it does. That seems like a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Jackson, if GCW, I don't know what GCW is.
No, I don't either.
Invaded AEW and I see. It's GCW invaded AEW and Nick Gage won the AEW title from Kenny Omega. Would you start throwing babies in the air? Because Nick Gage is considered, you know, the greatest wrestler of our time.
I mean, I know we talk about him and say like he doesn't seem like anything great, but I mean, maybe we're wrong. I don't know. I mean, maybe
he's drawn 30 people, you know, to matches where he's hitting people with barbed wire glass tubes and stuff.
He's definitely proficient at that.
I saw a video this week. Somebody posted of GCW. It was a buried alive match, and inside the hole it was covered with glass tubes. So you had to throw the guy into the hole through the glass tubes,
and then
bury him.
It's really weird. Like I used to like the death matches in the 90s when I was a kid, and I'd get the King of the Deathmatch tournament like from Japan. The famous one with Mick Foley and Terry Funk. At the time, though, like people, you know, you didn't really see stuff like this, and it was in a big, you had a giant crowd and stuff. So I get, you know, and then later on when it started being everywhere, like I lost a lot of interest, and I just honestly don't get the idea of people really doing that stuff anymore. When it does, I get it. Like if you draw a big crowd, like okay, there's this audience, but there's not really a big audience for it anymore. I don't really get why you keep doing it. Like doing stuff where you like cut, you know, people's face with like a pizza cutter. And I don't get it.
Got a comment in the chat room. How do you say that name? Shoraya. How do you say that?
Shoria Bansal.
Yeah. Yesterday, Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley's promo was very bad. I did think it was very bad as well.
I didn't see it.
Did you see it, Vic, where they're doing with the crutch and all that?
They went off at dueling crutches.
Yeah.
They were both trying to sandbag. It's that whole feud. See, I mean, because neither one of them is very likable.
Yeah.
I remember at the pay-per-view, they even put in fake boos for both of them. And I thought, well, it's one thing if you have a babyface versus babyface match, but it's really weird to do heel versus heel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like you don't root for either of them.
Most definitely. It is strange. I do find that feud very strange.
Dobbs is a greasy limey. That's not very nice.
I would like to have a buried alive match, but they got to bury me alive in these.
Oh man!
And you can see me eat one of these for the very first time on my YouTube page, 1 inch biceps. Man. Could you imagine me just having all these candy bars at my disposal?
You should put out a WV candy bar.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
What?
I know where you're going.
It would be the WV. You could send it to Mitten.
Would he cry like I handed him a piece of coal?
The wrapper could look like underwear or something. Mm-hmm. You got to take off the underwear.
Okay.
Urias Tosh, what are your thoughts on Angelico and Jack Evans? I think they could do more than they're given. Basically, heel Orange Cassidy's. I don't think they have the appeal of Orange Cassidy, but I do like them. I think you can do more with them. I
have to admit, their entrance theme and them coming out dancing is kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. I enjoyed it. It's just like I don't get it. He just kind of comes out and he's like,
yeah, looks like they're like stoned or on ecstasy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is there, but It is a guilty pleasure.
I think they're a good team too. Yeah, I wish they would do a little more. I'm not saying you can build a company around or something, but yeah, I think you can do a little more with them. Al Ulb, what would Incher do if his mom queefed during dinner? Come on.
That's just nasty, Al. What would you do if your dad put your mom on a sex swing and he just started eating it? What would you do, Al? Huh?
Take notes.
Mm-hmm. And then he was like reaching from behind and trying to get one into the
naughty hole.
Checker oil and all that, Al. I mean, what would you do? You know? And he's just like looking up and saying how much he worships her pussy and all that. What would you do, Al?
Damn.
That's your dad. That's your dad, Al. What would you do?
I saw that video.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Urias Tosh, how does Abaddon make you feel? I actually liked Abaddon, but that's another character you never see.
Crap. Don't like it. Don't like her. Too much. I think it's just too much.
I think you're just scared.
Maybe I am.
Thoughts on AEW teasing a breakup of the Varsity Blondes on BTE? But if something happens on Being the Elite, is that really AEW teasing it? I don't think they produce Being the Elite. Isn't that just the YouTube show that the Young Bucks and company do?
It was, but it seems like it's becoming a company thing. So
I don't know. I don't know if anything that happens on there means anything to the storyline.
Yeah.
Al, thoughts on this? So it's got who's this? Drew McIntyre, and he's saying this sword is in fact made from the tooth of the Loch Ness monster. Come on, did he really? Is this real? Did this happen?
He said that.
Yes, it's true.
Oh,
I think he said he was saying it in a joking fashion, but like that wasn't a serious story because he did go on and say the whole thing, but I thought it was a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing.
No, and this is something I do want to say. I'm fine with comedy in wrestling. That doesn't mean everyone in wrestling should do comedy. If you can do comedy like The Rock and stuff and incorporate it in your great. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to see every character just start doing like lame jokes. Like,
it went on to like his dad choked out Nessie with
this monster.
Went on to his dad or somebody choking out Nessie with a
This is the problem when you have writers writing for everybody, because then it's like instead of like I know what this guy does, I know what this guy does, I know what this guy is, or if everyone is doing their own thing, it's like I know my character. It's like if you have a comedy writer writing the show, he's writing comedy for everybody. And it might fit for this guy and this guy, but it don't fit for this guy.
Yeah.
Jason Mitten, how did you celebrate Independence Day? And how many fingers do you have now? Like I said earlier, I say enjoy all your fireworks. But I had a big storm here on Friday, on 4th of July, so I didn't really do too much.
I had to work, but I did enjoy a fireworks show, and it was good times. Yeah.
On the 5th, I went up to Boston, had a good time yesterday when the weather was better. I went got some pizza, and I went and saw a couple movies, and I walked 12 miles all around Boston. It was a good time. Jason Mitten, will you watch MLW Battle Riot?
Nah, probably not. Not like I have anything against it. I'm not really watching MLW.
Yeah, I don't know about it. Like, I don't know. Maybe he says it's like their Royal Rumble, so that would be probably fun. It
probably would be good show. It's just like you say, and it's just like so much wrestling.
Yeah, it's hard to get into something new, unfortunately. But since it's a Royal Rumble type deal, if I think about it, I would like to check that out. It might be fun.
Is that's on YouTube or is it on YouTube? Vice. Okay.
Owl, if Incher died, how long would boys? A lot of death questions this week. Weird. If Incher died, how long?
He was threatening to kill me earlier, so
this was his idea.
Kind of works into it. I just want everybody to know if there is like a demise, people should look into Al Olb. I mean, because he was threatening me.
It's like a shuriken or something.
Mm-hmm.
You got like throwing star through your noggin. If Fincher died, how long would Jack wait before announcing his new co-host? Come on, man.
It'd be Swax, right?
No, then there'd be 2 deaths. I killed myself the next week.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, wait a minute. He said no one could die on the train tracks. Uh-oh. Jason Mitten, do you think the Dark Order will start their show now that they've been kicked off being elite? Who gives a fuck about being the elite? I like AEW. I don't watch this fucking shit. Being the elite.
What is it, being the Dark Order? Or?
I don't know. He's asking, will they start their own type BT show, I guess. I've never watched this and I never will. How do you feel about the Elite's facial hair? We mentioned that earlier. I like it.
Love it. Best thing ever.
Al, if you met the Pope, would you kiss the ring?
Sure.
I kiss no man's ring.
That's why you're not meeting the Pope, Jack.
We had him on the show.
Nah,
he cool by kissing ring.
Didn't have the Pope on the show.
Did. Yes, we did.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, De Niro.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
But I mean, if I didn't know you were that big of a fan of his Impact work, but if you're gonna kiss his ring,
I was pretty big on it.
Margarita Franco. Will Alberto Del Rio ever work for a big American wrestling company again? We asked this the other week. I don't think so, but who knows?
No, I think he's done, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't think he's ever going to work in America. I think he's lucky if he's working in Mexico.
Yeah. I mean, maybe some company we don't, would, but I don't think we'll ever see him in AEW or WWE.
I think he's done.
What do you think of Jason Mint? What do you think of Fuego del Sol getting his first AEW win? He's now 1-34. I think it's awesome. The start of a new streak.
He's probably going to be the new Rock.
Could be. He's going to be the new Mojo Rawley.
That or Sonny Siaki is going to come out of retirement and be the new Rock.
I saw him on an old episode of. Was it old or was it new? It was old, but it wasn't. It was new. But anyway, he was on an episode of Family Feud.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just part of the family. It was
wow.
his family. It was that he talked about. He used to be a wrestler, and it was Sonny Siaki.
Cool. Did they win?
I can't remember. I don't know if I watched it all, but I thought it was cool. Owl, is it any surprise that Jack's least favorite part of Star Trek Deep Space Nine is the Black Captain? I didn't say he's my least favorite, but I don't think he's a good actor. I think he's a bad actor. You're allowed not to like an actor,
Mm-hmm.
To like every black actor or every female actor is just as silly as not liking them because they're black. Jason Mitten, who's your favorite member of the Hardy family office? Fuck this
group. My favorite member probably be Matt Hardy.
It would be if he didn't suck so bad now. Owl, would you bow to the Queen of England? Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Jason Mitten, now that Bill Cosby is a free man, you'd really kind of shit, really, though, if you met the Queen and you were like, I'm not, it's just like, bow, that's fine. Jason Mitten, now
like not kissing the Pope's ring. Kiss the Pope's ring, Jack.
Yeah, I'm putting my lips on someone's ring. I don't know where that's been. But I do have some hand sanitizer here. What if I poured the if I started sanitizing his ring, would that be offensive?
It is COVID out there. Maybe he'd understand.
Or I put like a condom on his ring.
No, that's a big no. That's a big no. We
wrap his hand in saran wrap.
He's Catholic. He doesn't use condoms.
Very true. Very true. Every sperm is sacred. Every sperm is great.
Oh my
if
gosh.
a sperm is wasted, God gets quite irate.
I got to get up while you're blaspheming.
It's a song. It's a good song. I thought you agree with that song. You're wasting sperm all the time. You're friggin' blowing loads all over the place.
What? What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's in your pornographies.
What? Oh. Who do you think I am, Lexar?
Well, at least we didn't get to see those pictures. I don't know either. Jason Mitten. Now that Bill Cosby is a free man, what do you think his next television project should be? Personal hero of Mitten.
Probably do something animated and don't let them know that it's Bill Cosby.
Fat Albert too.
Yeah, well, he'd have to come up with something new. I don't think he's done.
Yeah,
done.
That you were talking about not being able to make certain things, but yeah, I don't think he could bring
done.
Plus, like who would really want to like, would you really want to I'm going to go hire Bill Cosby now?
I know, like there was like an article saying how he was like mad about it was like Harvard or somebody who was bad mouthing Felicia Rashad because she was like standing up for him or something. I seen that on Google, Yahoo News, I believe. But I didn't really read it. But it was like, man, he's actually getting words out there. Like people are listening to him. It's crazy, just crazy.
It is funny that he was notorious back in the day for going to a lot of the black comedians and telling them like they work too blue.
Yeah,
while he's out raping everybody.
Yeah.
Don't you be saying the N-word. The date rape drug becomes legal in California, then Bill Cosby is set free. Coincidence?
They legalized it?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Who would know these things?
That's why he moved to California.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he did? That's where he's at now?
I don't know. That was
it made me feel safer. I mean, he's threatening my life and all.
Well, don't take a drink from him if you're in California.
I'll make sure not to.
I'm sure there's more to that story.
He's going to pull a Dexter on me.
You can give people the date rape drug. It's probably like legal to buy for. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Jason Mitten, AEW said when they go on the road, they can't take all their unsigned jobbers. Should someone start a promotion of ex-AEW jobbers? No.
They have. We have a local independent promotion in Hudson.
Yeah. I mean, it's no different than any other. I don't think any promotion ever took their. That's why they were always local talent, because you wouldn't take them on the road with you. They would be local guys. You can bring in. Jason Mitten, are the Bushwhackers one of the 50 greatest tag teams? I would probably say no, but that was one of the. Well, honestly, if you include the Sheepherder stuff, yeah. I mean, maybe not 50, but they're up there. They'd be a big team, but that's definitely not a team that I was concerned about or thought was stupid to be on the top 50.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were memorable. They were not really my kind of thing, but they were a fun comedy thing, and they were super over. I think it's sillier. Like they had like Kane and Big Show or something. I don't know. It's like, this is like one of the greatest teams.
Silliness.
Jason Mitten, does AEW need more theme shows like Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, Hell in a Cell, or the old Survivor Series? I like that kind of stuff, especially when you do it every year. It builds up, like, hey, this is, the second annual, whatever. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
Guess they got the blood and guts, so
yeah.
They've done that a few times, haven't they?
No, just the once, but.
Just the once?
Yeah. They were going to do it last year, then the pandemic happened.
Oh.
But yeah, you can do that.
Keep that going.
Yeah, that's a good one. But you got to let some of that stuff, happen. You can't just like force a bunch of stuff and then just keep doing them. So you build up a big feud, you make a cool match. But they did do the Stadium Stampede a couple times. I enjoy it. I know it's kind of goofy and stuff. I don't know if that continues post-pandemic, but
most
Blood and
definitely.
Guts should, though. Yeah, you can definitely do Blood and Guts every year. The only thing with that is how I always feel about Hell in the Cell is a match like that should be a big feud that's built up to it. So if you have it like a set time every year, it's kind of strange. It's like, this is coming up, so we have to put this match together. Whereas to put like a Royal Rumble type thing or Money in the Bank, it's fine to do it every year. But I mean, they used to do War Games every year, so I guess it makes sense. And they have a lot of factions in AEW, so it works for that. I don't know if you could think of some type of specialty match that incorporates several factions, you could do something like that too. You know what I mean? I don't know what you do. Think of some new match, almost kind of like, how their Royal Rumble thing they do, where they do the cards. So let's say you start the Battle Royal with two factions, and then every so many minutes another faction comes in.
What about like a King of the Ring with factions?
Like a tournament? Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
I know they want to do the trios tag titles, which I think really works in AEW because they actually build the company around having. And there would be a lot of teams there that would be good having the trios title. So yeah, there's things you could do. I always like theme shows. That's fun. I always liked the old Survivor Series. I think it was a mistake getting away from it.
Oh, for sure. Need to bring that back. Keep doing it.
All right, that is it for the questions, Intro. So Intro's going to go record eating some chocolate, which you can watch on, what is your YouTube channel? What is it?
1 Inch Biceps on YouTube.
There you
go. Yeah. Chocolate. One of my favorite things. I heard the chocolate water on Willy Wonka was like really disgusting. Like people would pour their coffee in between takes and stuff into it, and like it was like a really nasty like river of just nastiness.
Man,
that's what they said.
Does that make you feel bad?
It makes me feel bad for Augustus.
I interviewed the one girl from there.
Veruca Salt.
Yeah. Who I think the TV kid just died, didn't he?
Mike TV.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did he?
So I think he just died last year.
Oh, dang. That sucks.
I remember when I had Veruca Salt on, she was friends with one of the guys who played one of the what do you call the little guys?
Oompa Loompas?
Yeah. You could get married or something.
Doopity-da.
What would you do if that's got to be to me one of the worst remakes of all time.
I haven't seen it, but I'll take your word for it. Didn't look too hot.
And the Oompa Loompas, oh my lord. Because it's all just played by one guy in the remake. There you go.
Augustus. Willy Wonka. Charlie Bucket. Mike TV.
What are these?
Cards you want out of a like one of these arcade machines. Oh. Grandpa Joe. Here you go. Veruca Salt.
Damn. I want it now.
Oompa Loompa doopity doo.
What do you do if it is a
Violet?
rat?
And here you go. Are you ready for this one? Get ready. Slugworth.
Great movie, one of my favorites. I love it as an adult and as a kid.
Oh yeah, it's an excellent film. That's like one of those ones that they made for kids, but like adults can watch it and enjoy it just as much. And
yeah, I think as an adult you see a lot of the darkness more,
a
lot of the weirdness. But yeah, fantastic. Not childish. What I always say, I think the movies that really stand the test of time, that children's movies, are not childish movies where you can still watch as an adult. You know what I'm saying?
Did we mention Fandango getting released? I think we did.
Probably last week.
Yeah.
That's too bad. I think he's a guy that was hampered with a terrible gimmick. Very talented, but you can only go so far at that gimmick.
Most definitely. Oh well.
Weird that he was there. These people are there forever. He was there for 14 years. I mean, that's longer than when I was watching wrestling in the 80s, and a guy would be in WWE for like 6 years or something, and you think like the Honky Tonk Man. How long was he in WWE? Like 6 years?
He was there forever, but it really wasn't that long.
Yeah, he's this guy. The Fandango had like twice. I'm gonna look this up. How long Honky Tonk Man's run was? Probably not that long, and he's like a staple of like wrestling for me.
The Honky Tonky Man. I'm a honky tonk man.
Oh, honky tonk man. So let's see. Yeah, he was in the WWF from 86 to 91. So a 5-year run.
Jeez.
Very memorable. Tons of pay-per-views.
Has heat with Jake Roberts.
Yeah, it's crazy. Then he returned in 97. I think that was as a manager, right?
That's one of the things from the Forgotten Treasures show, was Jake Roberts talking about Honky Tonk hitting him with the guitar.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
I don't buy that at all. I think he gimmicked the guitar. I think it had to have been gimmicked. Why would he not gimmick it,
Yeah. I love Jake, but I don't really believe a lot of stuff he says.
Yeah.
I don't believe at all he was going to punch him out. Who was he? Dynamite. Who was he? You said he was going to punch out at the
Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Do you believe any of that stuff?
No, I find it hard to believe.
Rock my baby in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bow breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come Schiavone, cradle and all. That's probably a nice time to end the show, and sure. Bye-bye. I believe he represents the audience right now. Everyone's asleep.
I think he woke up.
I don't know.
I heard him say something. I think his camera's just frozen.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
we'll just pretend he's asleep.
I thought he was asleep.
I wasn't asleep.
It froze on your eyes
closed. Notes say my internet's unstable.
I love it that it froze on his eyes closed and we thought he's asleep.
He's like sitting there watching us. We're like, he's asleep. We thought we were asleep. There he is.
If you watch the show again, there'll be like a 2-minute segment where it's just frozen on your eyes closed. And we thought you were just laying asleep. Oh, I love it.
Alrighty.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week here. Until then, the balcony is closed. Ask people if they want guests. Some people do, some people don't. Maybe I'll set some up.
Excellent.
Some people want them. And the people who don't, will troll them with guests. So boom.
Bam. You're getting guests, whether you like it or not.
All right. Let's get out of here.
See y'all later.
I will say.
Lost Vic.
I will say paying people to be on the show does hurt, because I asked a couple people that were interested that we had previously on the show, but now they get paid $500 or so to be on Hannibal TV. So they're like, well, you get, and I was like, no, not paying nothing. So they don't want to do it.
Hannibal's paying them.
Yeah. So I understand that I understand, but at the same time, I'm not paying them $500 to come on the show. I'm not paying them anything. All right. Good night, people.
Nighty night.
Here's extra. This is extra that only the YouTube will get.